right, we want to welcome everybody. Welcome. We're going to be going through Dogecoin Rise today. Welcome back. Let me get the technicals up. Let's get into the charts. They cut the music down, and let's get into. I want to welcome you guys back. Welcome back. Let's get into the charts a little bit. Welcome back, guys. It's been a interesting evening. We've started off, and we have some, some good information to talk about with Dogecoin. We're going to discuss today kind of the approach. We talked last night in depth about Doge, where it was headed, what was going on with it. We've looked at NMR today. I want to bring that up real quickly. I did bring that to the group today. Just as a heads up, it was up about 20%. You're up about 15% on your trade. If you took the trade, the backdoor VIP, guys, we'll get into Dogecoin in 2 seconds, but this is an active trade with VIP. You guys are up in the money about 15%. It's still rising. I want to bring that to your attention. Again, I woke up this morning and it was up about 20%. Technicals look decent, and since then you're up about you're up an additional 15% at 36% on the day. Good job to all the VIP members, anyone else who got involved in that. Momentum trading is different. I don't recommend it for everyone, but you guys know we have a lot of sophisticated investors in the VIP club. So we are excited to have you here today. We're going to be going through the Dogecoin Rise. Okay, we're going to be going through that today, and we're excited to have all you here. It looks like Emily is in the house. Very nice to have you, Emily. We have the pinned tweet on top, which is essentially, we're going to essentially go through today as a kind of a service to all the holders of Dogecoin, all the VIP members as well. We're going to be discussing what we believe to be kind of the most in-depth approach you'll get to technical analysis on Dogecoin. Looking back at the year, it's been a phenomenal year thus far. We've invested a lot in terms of bringing you kind of very up-to-date charts. Essentially looking at the 100x that Dogecoin has represented. And we're working through some technicals on the station, kind of a new platform we're on. So we appreciate your patience. You guys have been great so far. Had a great stream yesterday. If you're new to the stream, go ahead and click the like button so I know how many people are showing up, and I can repeat the information in terms of what may have already been covered. Or what may not have been covered. We'll know what to bring to you guys in terms of that information that helps me gauge how many people have been in or out, etc. So what we're looking at Dogecoin, it's a 100x over this year, right, guys? It's been a phenomenal investment, and it's gone from 007 all the way up to 70 cents. So it's been literally a 100x on your money. It's the type of investment that we're keen on determining, what is its next move, and particularly when is going to be its next cyclical kind of 10x that we believe it's going to achieve. There's a lot to say. Well, in kind of round one here, as I look at round one, we achieved a 10x on round one. On round two, up and around April, we had another 10x on Dogecoin. It's the type of investment that has gotten a lot of attention because of not only the culture behind it, but particularly the gains, the returns that it has achieved. So we are, we're very, very interested in continuing to look at it and continue to identify, for instance, where it's at. Last night we talked about the fact it was in kind of a double, kind of golden pocket. We go over the technicals here. What is a golden pocket? What is a Fibonacci? That deals with pricing targets, guys. Pricing targets. Essentially, not just a blind kind of shot in the dark. People have a pricing target. They want it to go to $1, right? That's their pricing target. We have a long-term target in terms of the pricing as well. We also have a short-term target. So that short-term target is going to allow us to essentially maximize our profits. That's what our goal is, guys, is maximizing our profits, particularly in dealing with Dogecoin. It's been up 100, I'd say 100x, but the key feature is it hasn't necessarily stayed at that level. So the next question is going to be, can we establish this level, this higher level, as a new floor? And as we look at that, if we could establish at some point the 70 or this, in and around the 70, we'll go to the candles and take a look at exactly what it was in around 76. If we could at some point establish that as a new floor on with Dogecoin, that would be nice. What will it take to get to that point? That will be instrumental in terms of your decisions to either hold or to trade. If you believe that we can establish essentially a floor in around 70 cents, I'll say it is somewhat indicated in the previous price history that is something which could occur in the future. in terms of establishing 75 cents as a floor. Currently, it's at, currently as we look at the price, we'll just drag up the kind of the trading view. This is the pro edition of trading view that you're looking at. And we'll say currently at 28 cents, what would it take to establish this 75 cents as a floor? We're going to look at that today and go into some depth so that you guys understand not just we want it to go to $1, we want to establish a new floor. And it looks like we'll be trying to establish a new floor here soon. I mentioned that as kind of the landing strip, the landing pad that we're getting into with where it's wanting to go here recently. We'll go ahead and make this a little bit stronger of a line indicator. I think you can see that a little bit better. We're on the, what are we on? Let's see, the 1 year chart. And then we'll go down into, let's go into a time frame of like, let's say an hourly time frame. That will get it into more of the recent time frame, so you can kind of understand what's gone on with the price. We're very technical. Again, I just want to bring that up because you're going to hear a lot about technical analysis on this channel. It's not just we want it to go to $1. A lot of it is how does it get there? What risk does it present to us? And we love the culture. It's very exciting to us to have people who've done very well in Dogecoin as members of the channel. And we just appreciate that. The pinned tweet, you guys can join. We had some good discussions with some people that have been in Dogecoin for a while today, some great traders. And that we just have that dynamic here at the channel. I want to thank all of you, all of the subscribers. I want to say thank you, definitely to the VIPs as well, and certainly to the base camp crew as well. You guys are what keeps this engine going. And it's we stream for a while. I continue to do that because my goal is to try and bring you guys more sophisticated traders to interact with. And as we look at Dogecoin, you guys made an excellent decision to get involved in Dogecoin. I think Elon Musk made it easy. He's the top businessman around. So when we looked at getting involved in a good investment, he had a lot to do with it, guys. And so he's been kind of the backbone. I'll just say, if anyone has bet against him, it hasn't really worked out to the tune of like 100x in just this year. And we're just excited to be able to continue to talk about it. We do know a lot of the kind of some of the key investors. I'll just say that here locally, etc. You guys are key investors as well because you've made a great decision to get involved with a great coin. This original rise in price, what I want to talk about today just briefly, the original rise in price in around January, okay, from 0.007 to about 7 cents, that 10x that it achieved. It thereafter established a floor. Okay, and that floor is very, very instrumental in determining, what's the cut loose, what level do we want to, let's say, cut loose on the top and reposition ourselves. That's going on. The people are entering in buy orders. I'll say that right now. They're entering buy orders right now. It has bounced a bit at one of the levels as it retraces, and it tries to hold on to this golden pocket level of 61.8, which is 28 4/10 cents. Okay, it has just struck that on the macro chart. It struck the golden pocket. That's exactly the rise in price. You see this exact hit right here. This is how technical we are. We want to know exactly what this strike price is right here. Why did it hit? I know why it hit because there were orders at that level. We know the next level down where there are additional orders. We focus on the pricing tools, okay? The pricing tools are the Fibonacci's, okay? These Fibonacci's essentially are the guide to pricing. So as you want to work your way to $1, you're going to get there with Fibonacci's. I just say that if you're investing or if you're trading to understand how your money's going to be deployed in an investment, you're going to use Fibonacci's to get you where you're going. If you are intending to maximize your profit, you're going to use Fibonacci's. If you have any kind of real strategy, you're going to be using, or I'd say conformance with the industry norms, guys. Technical analysis has been around a long time. And there's a reason that people on the street use it. The New York Institute of Finance, for instance, it sounds real boring, but that's where a lot of stockbrokers go. New York Institute of Finance, they use the books that we use, and some of our VIP traders are recently certified from the New York Institute of Finance. So shout out to Hector. I see you in the chat. Nice to see you. Jay Suave, VIPs in the house. Emily, nice to see you. Zachary, also great to see you as well. Just great to see all of you. Wow, Kay, I know you're also here. We have just great VIPs, just very sophisticated traders. They understand what a pricing tool is. And it's like, people who don't want to get into a Fibonacci or a pricing tool, anything like that, I just tell them at some point, you want it to get to $1. Yeah, well, how do you want it to get there? At some point, that's going to even be a threshold level on a Fibonacci extension. And it's not, people don't understand in terms of timing. Will it happen this year? If you're interested in it getting to $1, if you're interested in multiplying, let's say a 3x from here, the timing is what becomes important. Understanding what a Fibonacci extension is, okay? Just as these specific levels are lined out, and we just had a specific hit at a specific level, guys, both on the micro and on micro, kind of the laser focus, kind of the magnifying glass, and on the macro here, guys, there are Fibonacci, there are pricing targets which give us levels of support. Okay, as you look at this zone right in here, you see a retracement in, from the 75 or so down to this level, down into the golden pocket. Okay, that's the 61.8 to the 65th percent retracement. Okay, that means the amount of price that's being given back by Dogecoin to the downside, essentially, and striking it is going to form a level of support. Why? Because that's where orders are. Now, how do we know orders are there? Because, guys, Fibonacci's are the standard of the industry in terms of entering into price action, entering into your trades. Not just in Dogecoin, guys, throughout the market. You can apply this to stock. You can apply it to anything, to bonds. You can apply it to derivatives. This is involved also in pricing of options. It's the conformance of the price. These tools are literally used by industry experts. I'll just tell you that. I was just mentioning the New York Institute of Finance, not because I want to talk about school, but that's like the back door to Wall Street. A lot of the traders will go to the New York Institute of Finance. You guys smash the like button if you haven't been here since the beginning, so I know what to cover in terms of the pricing. We've been on for maybe 10 minutes or so. Let me know who's just showed up. You'll do that by hitting that like button. I'll know what to cover in terms of the pricing targets that we came up with originally. So nice to have you here. We appreciate the subscribers. All of you VIP guys are doing great as well. And there's people, just VIPs doing great. Garland, so great to see you, brother. Hope you got the information. You guys, if you've seen Good Crypto, hello, Good Crypto. I want to show you guys, if you want to trade Dogecoin, check out Good Crypto. Good Crypto plugs you into a majority of the different exchanges and allows you to have a very sophisticated approach to your trading. Okay, so I bring that up just so you guys can see that. Good Crypto, it's an application you can download. You'll be impressed. You can do trailing stops. You can do trailing buys. You can do all types of stuff in terms of how to approach. And it's not too complicated. What's a stop loss order? Well, a stop loss order is after you've purchased something, you want to make sure it doesn't go down too much, so you're going to limit your downside exposure. Those are the types of things that we focus on in terms of trying to increase your profits and minimize your losses. It's just real easy. It's not financial advice. They're just standard tools. You can literally download them on your cell phone, right? Like Good Crypto, you can download it on your cell phone. I got that after talking with Garland. And, last night chatting, and I just really appreciate that conversation, Garland. It really struck home for a lot of reasons. I appreciate that. You guys are a real inspiration to me. And, we're just happy to be able to continue to bring the subscribers and, the individuals here, the type of information that's going to give them not just pricing targets on the downside, not just a golden pocket, the 61.8 to the 65th percentile. That's not just what we want. No, we want to talk about also a Fibonacci, not just a retracement, but what is a Fibonacci extension? A Fibonacci extension is on the upside. So as we look at $1, no one is talking about a Fibonacci extension. No one's talking about, okay, it'd be a 3x from this point in time. Okay, we've already had two instances of 10x's. I'm just going to bring that up. We've had two instances of 10x's on Dogecoin. You guys know that, from 0.007 to 7 cents. Then we have the instance here. Okay, this was more recently of, 7 cents to 70 cents. Okay, so we've had two instances, guys, of 10x in Dogecoin, two instances. So the idea is that we're going to be looking not just at the retracements, because that's very predictable, okay, but we need to know also if the street is using, okay, Fibonacci retracements, they're also using Fibonacci extensions. Well, what's an extension? We've never seen what an extension is. It's just, yes, we want to get to $1, but this seems too complicated. Well, if you're into profit being complicated, maybe it takes another step to get here and to go ahead and show, a Fibonacci trend-based fib extension. Oh, okay. So the trend-based fib extension would do something like this on the upside. Oh, okay, I see. So all of these different levels on the upside, to include the $1, $1.20, etc., would be part of that extension. Okay. So yes, there's a predictable level that the street engages in, that people involved in finance engage in, to say, where's the most likely next move up? That's the type of information that we focus on. Those are the types of strategies that we want to essentially, kind of help educate, and we help educate each other, particularly in the back rooms. We have Twitter really set up very nicely for you guys. We enjoy that. And the exclusivity is just people who demand kind of this next level of knowledge, not just, yes, we want it to go to this price. Well, how are you going to get there? What is that going to mean in terms of the technical application of the timing? All right, when will the timing be? What is kind of the degree of certainty or the probability of it getting there within that time frame? And is it a good use of your money? At the end of the day, it's not going to be financial advice. We're not going to bring the entirety of. We have investment bankers to business owners. We have formalized traders to everything else. We're not going to get into how you should manage your money. It's not going to be a budget talk. We're talking Doge. Right, we're talking. What we want to talk is good. Do only good every day. Is that the thing? That is. And we've been around the community for a long time. We've enjoyed that. We have traded the heck out of Doge. We have had so much fun throughout the entirety of this, guys. We've had 20 trades. We have had as much fun as any other channel, any other group of members. I just promise you, we've had that much fun. You guys who are filtering in now, go ahead and hit the like button. If you didn't hear the beginning, I'll know how many people are in here, so I can know whether to cover the pricing targets from the very beginning. Smash the like button if you just got in here. I can do that to keep track. That's the only reason I ask you to do that, just so I can see who's gotten here, who didn't get the original kind of pricing targets on the Fibonacci that we're currently in right now with the golden pocket. Let me know if you just showed up. So with this, we have traded this so much. We've enjoyed it so much. We enjoy the fact that Elon Musk has deployed his personal clout and who he is into Dogecoin. That's a great dynamic for us. The to the moon, and that it's going to happen. Absolutely, that is what we want to focus on. The group of VIPs that are here, I want to let you guys know. In the top left of your screen, you're going to see a great picture there next to the Dogecoin. That's Andrew. I wanted to focus on Andrew and just give him a shout out today. Him and a beautiful picture of his family. Why? Because he's one of our top supporters. He had a great day the other day, and he pulled out a big super chat. It was just really cool. He understands, I don't know, kind of just supporting the community. He's supporting you by doing that. He's just a leader. So we wanted to feature him on the top left. I can switch that in and out today of some different people that are around to kind of let you guys know what's kind of going on. As we look at the pricing, so Andrew, shout out to you. We really appreciate you, and it's fun to talk with you. We had some good communications with some other Dogecoin kind of key players today, guys. Some other guys who got in at about 2 cents. Some other people who have done very well in Dogecoin. So that's really exciting. As we look at the, kind of the changes to the channel, you'll notice the charts have changed a lot, guys. These charts have turned into something that I'm very happy to be able to bring you, and I really believe that it's going to bring some value long term in terms of your ability to see things a little bit differently than what you're seeing on some other platforms, maybe some other channels and stations. I want this to be visually appealing and something you guys can get more out of. I know the more engage that you are. Look at this. We got Jess Sloan in the house, guys. You guys see in the chat, I have to bring up Jess Sloan in the house. He knows me well, guys. He's from Stogie's. He's from the cigar bar. Jess got in at 2 cents. You guys, fellow VIPs, welcome Jess. Jess, you have got to get involved in the group here. It is a nice group, and you'll find yourself amongst some great people, guys. Jess just cleared 10 G's. I'm gonna go ahead and tell him just cleared 10 G's on AMC this last week. He's a great trader. Incredible instincts. We've had the chance to talk. He knows some of my hardcore hitting crew in terms of the market. He's a good friend. Well, he knows. When I talk about my buddy, one of my best buds in town, who's a Navy SEAL, Jess knows him quite well. We've hung out together, and it's been great to get to know Jess. You guys in the VIP, you are in for a treat with Jesse being here, and we're just looking forward to him being you guys shout out in the chat for him, and we're looking forward to him joining VIP. He's going to be a huge addition. He just cleared 10 G's on AMC options. He just the last few days. He's on it. Awesome, brother. Awesome. As soon as you join up. Hey, what's up, Marion? We got our Belgian contingent. Guys, we got people from all over the world in VIP, etc. Nice to see you, Marion. So nice to see you. We're just shouting out to Jess, and it's going to be a great group. It's getting better every day. We're committed to bringing this information to the subscribers, to bringing the information to the base camp is the entry level. Guys, that was around this area, and we did it because of Doge. You guys know that. We started up base camp because we were in a position, it's like people were wondering, are we going to go higher? I said, yeah, based on the technicals, I'm just not going to be surprised. I went ahead and started base camp around here, and then sure enough, bam, we went up, just another huge, kind of essentially a replication of this M pattern formation, which was just beautiful. Now, the other aspect or component since then, and that's why we focused on the base camp was kind of like Everest, kind of like, we say Nepal, Everest, the Himalayas, the tallest mountain in the world. Like, yeah, we formed a base camp right in here so that you guys know we're very accurate. We have been very good with kind of deploying the right kind of strategy at the right kind of times, and it's been nice to be a part of. So I think part of that is just a lot of dedication by all of you. You've done a really great job from the subscribers to the VIPs, to the base camp. You guys really want to know the nuance. You want to know the details. Like as we look into kind of a micro level now, that's kind of on the macro. When we talk about the macro, it's the big picture item, guys. The big picture item here is essentially, let's zoom out. Essentially is what we're going to do. We're going to zoom out. As we zoom in and get more focused on the micro, we're talking about Dogecoin rise. What is it going to take to get us to $1? What does it technically mean, right? Yeah, it means that that's going to be a Fibonacci extension, guys. It's going to be a Fibonacci extension that we're going to hit, just like we hit these retracements. Fibonacci retracements, they're pricing tools. And so we love, the fact is, they're going to, they're literally in the process of funding a trip, an interstellar trip, okay, literally to the moon. At least they've got a payload capacity paid for by Doge. I reviewed some of the videos today. Guys, literally, and when you look at kind of the functioning of Dogecoin, it's just, you're not going to get past the fact that it has a utility. I'm sorry. You're also not going to get past, I looked at those videos recently. It's like, you're not going to get past the fact it has a utility. A lot of maximalistic Bitcoin, they don't want to admit Dogecoin has utility. It just does. And the crowd demands it. Like the owners demand being able to use Dogecoin. They just do. And we know that's we believe that crowd is going to grow when it goes through another kind of, I'd say, a growth cycle. It's been through, I'd say, 2 primary growth cycles this year. First of all, in January, okay, we're going to look at this primary growth cycle from 007 to 7 cents, okay? That was a 10x, okay? That's kind of cycle number 1. The next cycle, okay, was in and around April when it went from 7 cents all the way up to 70 cents, another 10x. That was kind of, I'd say, growth cycle number 2. As we look at the third cycle, what we're going to try and do is predict. We're going to try to get into the details, the nuances, and I'll say that there's a measure of certainty in any prediction. But as we watch Dogecoin rise, we're going to say yes. We have 2 instances thus far this year, and let's go ahead and turn this to Dogecoin. Let's do Dogecoin rise. Let's do Dogecoin rise 2021. Okay. We'll do that, and we'll just do that. Let's just put this right front and center so we can understand what the overall objective is here, what's being accomplished, whether or not we intend it to be our objective. Now, I'll tell you, it is going on. The degree to which you're a part of it, or we're a part of it, and we can do so intelligently, that's going to dictate, essentially your profits. And it's all about, at the end of the day, this price right here on the top right of your screen, right, that price, the 28 and 7/10 cents right now, that is exactly the name of the game. That's the reason to play. That's why we're engaged, is we want that price to be a certain price. We want to profit off of that price. So that is exactly what we want to focus on. And look at Joseph in the chat saying thanks all, in Doge at 2 cents as well. Great profit there also. Absolutely. And we've just got, what we do throughout the day. We're working on a goal. We have, about 90. You see at the bottom left, we have 90 VIP members. Those are people, guys, that they like to trade. It's a small community. These are kind of VIP, live streams. We have more members overall. A lot of the base camp are looking to getting into membership at the VIP level. But we focus on bringing the stream. If you can tune in for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, some people an hour, 2 hours, some people longer or shorter. It's just we try and accommodate and facilitate people getting together who like to trade. And there's not that many good traders. Like, I'm going to bring this up, and I guarantee people, I promise you right now, people will go away from the stream. They're very particular. They don't want to trade everything. People are they'll discuss this in terms of, listen to this, in terms of Bitcoin maximalists. They will talk badly about them all day long. You know, they will. They'll say, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't just be focused on Bitcoin. We don't like the crowd. They'll just chew it up and spit it out, right? Well, what makes it a good investment, Dogecoin? I don't know. Let's look. Would it make a good investment, NMR? Would anyone be interested? I would. Why? Because it's up 50%. Okay, that's important. Why? Because I brought it to my group this morning at 20%. So it's made 30% on top of where I brought it to the individuals, to the VIPs today. There's not a big group that wants to hear that. It's not popular with 100,000 or 200,000 people at a time or 10,000 people viewing. It's just not. I think a lot of people are afraid to trade. I don't think they understand the technicals well enough. But my group knows, if you review the chat this morning, I brought this to you guys. NMR's at 52%. I told you guys yesterday I was going to be looking for something that would be working against the grain of the entirety of the market. Right now, the entirety of the market is red. What is NMR? Just so we know, and see, this is where people will want to tune out because we're not talking about Dogecoin. What if it has to do with Dogecoin? People don't give it 5 to 10 seconds. The people who get involved in things like Dogecoin, they got involved for a reason. Their instincts are good. But it becomes the culture can become polarizing. It can become, you know, if you spend too much time like watching the same program, it's like, well, I don't even want to watch any other kind of TV shows. Well, what if the TV show is you making money? What if that's the goal here and it's not a matter of comfort, right? What if it's, you know, bringing up NMR and yesterday talking about the fact with VIP that I'm going to be focusing on because, guys, I'm highly financial, highly technical. Out of Duke University, I graduated in 3 years. I went to work at for a real big tycoon. Just my financial background, lead investment analyst on $1 billion equity fund, first year out of Duke. That's the truth. I was working across the table from Harvard. My numbers had to be used with Harvard Foundation. Okay, so that the level of specificity and accuracy that I've had to have has been phenomenal since a very young age. I graduated Duke early, went into the shoes of a lead analyst working on $1 billion equity fund, guys. All my numbers, everything used with Harvard. So that was a long time ago. That was a while back, but that's the level of specificity that I've had to have. I've achieved that level of precision. And I regard that very highly in terms of you know, saying anything. I'll just say that, saying anything in regards to Dogecoin, I take it that seriously. In regards to NMR or whatever else I'm saying, and not to tune out or focus on something other than Doge. But now you have to watch if it's going to affect the price of Doge. Okay? If you're involved in Doge, we have to talk about Dogecoin rise. What's rising right now? NMR. So we have to talk about, well, that's a competitor to us right now. That's a market competitor. Ryan from Wyoming, what is up, brother? VIP in the house. Nice to see you, brother. We got some good people in the house today, Ryan. Absolutely. Talking about Dogecoin rise. I don't know if you caught the chat this morning. I did. I brought up NMR at it was up 20%, so it's been up to a 30% trade. You know, that's I don't know. We were discussing that last night. How can I bring the group anything that might want to disassociate itself and become, you know, when you learn what it is, when you learn what NMR is, you'll understand exactly not only why I was interested in it, why I brought it to you, but why it's up right now. Now, no one else probably knows right now. They're completely disinterested. It doesn't have anything to do with them. That's okay. That's okay. NMR is hedge fund currency. Okay, I have a history of I started my own hedge fund, just a small deal, not a public deal, just a small hedge fund. So here we go. Pastor Tommy is in the house. I like that. Pastor Tommy, welcome, brother. Welcome, Pastor Tommy. We want to welcome Pastor Tommy. We're looking at Dogecoin rise. We'll focus on that instead of hedge fund stuff. Thanks, Pastor Tommy. God may have sent you, brother, because we were talking all about hedge fund currencies, my past in setting up a hedge fund, everything like that. It's like, just relax, talk about Dogecoin. No problem. We could do that without a doubt. You're entering into a good group of people, Pastor, and Tommy, I guess Tommy's your name. What's up, Tommy? I have to redo this goal number because every time I do this, I have to reset because we don't count in the individuals for the, how do we get into this? We have to set up the VIP member goal is 100 members, and if for some reason Streamlabs will count all the new Basecamp. So we have to redo this. We would like you to definitely join as a member of the. You guys know that, as a member of the VIP. It's just, that's what's going on. So you guys will get an announcement whether or not you do the VIP member or the base camp. There we go. It's back to 90 now. We are being legit about the number of VIPs we have. I want you guys to know that. But the VIPs are VIPs because, guys, you want to be on that inside track. You want to be on the inside track where we're talking about NMR this morning. And, guys, if it's Doge, we're right. I mean, we're always at the door with Doge. We are deploying orders into Doge right now. We're buying Doge right now. That's what's going on in terms of our exposure to Doge. People are acquiring Doge. So, American Real, another base camper. Congratulations to Tommy. We'll walk you through. There's a link to the top pin tweet is a link to becoming a VIP. If you guys want to become a VIP, Tommy, you've made the first important move. Good job. We have, it's interesting if you're a pastor, we have more than one around, so that's nice to have you here. The situation with Doge is currently at its golden pocket, right? It's currently at the golden pocket. This is what we've seen it hit not once, but twice, not twice, but 3 times. Okay, essentially it is forming right now. Okay, right now it is in a descending triangle. Okay, I've been studying this stuff since high school, guys. This is not something I've just learned even college in terms of technical analysis. No, I started studying this in high school, believe it or not. And I did, I was first in my class. I did well. I'm one of those guys. I always say I'm not the smartest guy on the block, but I'm smart enough to work harder than everybody else on the block. That's just the truth. So, let's see, with my certification in markets from Duke, etc., I just believe I can bring this information to you guys in a way that's digestible and understandable. I've also served as a mentor in some pretty cool capacities with some pretty interesting groups, guys. We'll get into that later, but I have a history of being a mentor. I have a history of financial professional background, etc., and it's nice for me to be able to operate in this space with people who care about something like Doge, who are doing well, who have picked. You've already done the difficult part is picking something which is going to outperform the market. Okay, that's the most difficult part. Typically, people will search sometimes for months or years and not find something that's going to do 100x. Okay, literally, guys, people will search years. They will have to go through options. They will have to go through all types of risky endeavors to try and create a 10x situation. So you have conquered the hardest part of this is latching onto it. That's why we really appreciate our subscribers. If you guys have just joined into the stream, if you didn't hear the beginning, please hit the thumb up on the like button so I'll know what to cover. Okay, what to cover, who has showed up versus who was here. That will help me cover either the specifics in terms of pricing targets or just continue with the general kind of talk that I'm going through in terms of Dogecoin rise. Let me know if you just showed up, and I'll go through those specifics for you. I'll count how many there are. Now, the biggest challenge is like Tommy has just joined in Basecamp. That's a big step forward. I'll say that's a big first step. Also, Tommy, in terms of realizing there's a good group that is has some exposure, has a level of professionalism to it, and not that it's too stuffy, not that it's over. Definitely not stuffy, guys. We are just concentrated. We're concentrated on Dogecoin rise. We're concentrated on the fact that there have been 2 instances this year where it's gone up 10x. We are very aware of the fact that it has that potential in the future. Now, it's done that 2 times, guys. If it were to go up another 10x, unless it settles at 10 cents, I'll say unless it settles at 10 cents, and this is why it's important. I want you guys to really hone in on this if you can. Please hone in on what I'm going to say right now. Unless it's at 10 cents, okay, you're going to be looking at something far in excess of $1, okay, technically speaking. Just in terms of mathematics. Jag, what's up, brother? Nice to see you. Steve Hinton, nice to have you. We had Tommy just join Basecamp. You guys give a shout out to him. All you subscribers, everyone filtering in the rooms, congratulations. We're so happy to be able to bring you some information. We have a new pricing target, brand new pricing target for Dogecoin. If you could smash the like button if you just showed up, I'll know if I should cover that again right now or if I can continue to just talk generally. Okay, smash the like button if you just showed up. I'll go through those pricing targets again. So what we're talking about is the first 10x, right? First 10x in January from 007 to 7 cents. Then we're talking about April, okay? In April, we have laid out here the Fibonacci just so we can talk about the retracements and where Doge is at now. Again, I'll cover that if need to, okay? Smash the like button if I need to cover that. In terms of This second event was from 7 cents to 70 cents, okay? So if we're talking about two instances in terms of Dogecoin rise, which have been a 10x, they have been a 10x. Now we're looking at if there's another 10x potential, and guys, we're not pulling that out of thin air. Those have been two consistent, repeating situations, two individual separate instances where it's achieved over, I say maybe even over a 10x. We achieved over a 10x here. Here, I think specifically getting into it, we achieved over a 10x. So 10x is being conservative. Believe it or not, technically speaking, I'm not hyping. You guys understand that. I'm not coming up with something to sell Dogecoin. I'm talking about the technicals. I'm talking about mathematically exactly what Dogecoin has done. Period. I'm talking about the equationary framework, the mathematical framework. It has two instances where it has achieved over a 10x this year. Now, if we're looking at the overall pricing, going to be $1, going to be exactly what it will be, whatever the ultimate price will be. We're talking about extensions, Fibonacci extensions, that can help guide us to where it's going, the ultimate threshold. But unless, let's say, guys, the current price is 28 cents. If it were to take off another 10x from here, you'd be looking at like $2.89. That has to be mildly interesting to people who are invested in Dogecoin. The fact that you have a literal, right now, a technical indication, two instances where it's gone up over 10x, that right now, if that were to occur right now, you would be at $2.88. I have to think that that's phenomenally interesting to people who understand application of technical analysis. And people who may just say, well, that's too technical. Well, you're the same crew that wants to get it to $1, right? Yes, based on technicals from this launch point right now, you'd be looking at $2.88. Phenomenal, huh? That's Dogecoin rise. That's what the entirety of this program is entitled. It's called Dogecoin Rise for that reason. Okay, right now, based on the price, you'd be looking at $2.89. Now, if we look at that, will it change? Can we expect this to change instead of $2.89? You guys may be like, well, that's high. You know, that's a big market cap. You really need to do your figures on market cap. I understand that. Let's talk about where it's at right now. Where do we? Part of the problem is going to be, part of the question is going to be, when will this occur? Okay, the next part of the question is going to be, from what price? Okay, we have the variables in here. If we have the consistent is the 10x at the 1 and at the 2. Okay, in January, then in April. That's the consistent. Okay, it's a 10x. There's two instances of 10x. Right now, the question is going to be when and at what price. Okay, when January, at what price? 007. When April, at what price? 7. Okay, 007 to 7 cents in January. When and at what price? When and at what price in April? 7 cents to 70 cents in April. The next question we're going to ask now is when and at what price? If we did it now, we would be looking at, essentially now, okay, today, easily, you guys know, May 29th, and we'd be looking at, currently the price is $2.89, we'd be looking at going to 28 and 9/10 cents. We'd be looking at going to $2.89. We'd be multiplying this by 10. We've done that 2 times already, guys. Times 10, times 10, 2 10x's, 100x total. So now we have to pinpoint exactly from what price we expect it to launch. And then we're going to look at timing sequences to determine when. Okay, so if you think that $2.89 is too high, you may not be incorrect. Okay, you may be thinking logically, we think that could be stressing or stretching the parameters in terms of the market capitalization. You may have been trained to think that. That's fine. Okay, so that's logic. People who operate logically with reason and common sense in the market, you typically do very well. If you kind of think, well, it may involve a little bit more of a retracement, you might not be very far off. Okay, you might be more in line with what would be the standard expectation in the market. That may be a good thing for you to think that. While it's conservative, it might give you some sort of rationale. Well, I do think it'll have another 10x moment. That's already happened twice, guys. That's already, history repeats, guys. That's what technical analysis is all about. We learn from the previous behavior, the historical price action, and then we apply it to the future. So this number 3 is out here somewhere. right? It's out here somewhere. Whether or not it's in 3 weeks or a month or 2 months or however long it may be out there. But it's indicated with the previous price action, you see? So now it's just going to be a matter of, and this will let you think a little bit differently. Right now we're at 30 cents. Okay, if we multiplied by 10 right now, we'd be at $3. That might be a little much. Even the people who are good traders, have been around since like 2 cents. They might say, well, that might be a little bit much. Okay. So what would you need to accomplish? I'm going to say accomplish on the downside in terms of settling in as we look at kind of this landing strip that was formed in January. Nice little runway, just nice little smooth runway, right? Yeah. Now we're forming another little smooth kind of runway. So what price do we need to achieve? And now you see it as an achievement. Now you see a lower price as an achievement. Why? Because we have two 10x instances in Dogecoin, one in January from 007 to 7 cents, one in April from 7 cents to 70 cents. Now we're looking at getting up to another 10x. Well, if we did it now, it's going to be $2.89. Whoa. That's a market cap through the roof. Oh, we can't take over Ethereum right now, right? Some logic, some degree of measured thinking is fine. It makes you understand that this is why it's kind of understandable for us to achieve a little bit of a lower price. You see? Because if we have that next 10x instance, we still will have phenomenal gains, guys. You'll still get a 10x, particularly if you're looking at your entry points. That's why entry points are key, right? The people who got in at 2 cents or got in at 007, they had the right entry. You see? That's why they made money. Now we're in a completely similar scenario where now we need the correct entry spot. Now we need to know exactly where should we enter right now as we're hunting for that next 10x, right? There's nothing, kind of the equivalent of unpatriotic towards the Doge community. There's nothing insulting towards Doge saying, okay, I mean, back here, understand, some people were probably upset that anyone was talking about getting a good deal on Doge, getting a good entry price at around 007. Can you believe that? That's absurd. I'm going to say that's absolutely absurd. That is such a good price. That's just it's just absurd. They wanted to get 007. Congratulations. Yeah, but they wanted to go down to 007 so they could make more money when it went up 10 times. Wow. Well, they made more money, didn't they? They did. So we want to use that rationale, guys. We want to use the fact that it's gone on number 1, 10x, number 2 in April, 10x. That was from January. Then another one in April. Guys, we anticipate another event like that. This third time's just hanging out. It's just waiting. We're going to see what happens. I mean, guys, it's the third issue here. It's the third 10x just staring at you in the face. When will it occur? Okay, when will it happen? And at what price? That's the big deal. At what price? Would it happen from 29 cents? Well, I mean, heck, that would be $2.90. We're just shooting for $1. Okay, but you start to see, based on market cap, you start to see, well, okay, so if we were to retrace, let's just talk about it. I don't want the price to go down. All of a sudden, you realize the threshold of the asset. You see, all of a sudden with the market cap, everything else, you're like, okay, I see. So maybe we can accomplish a little bit on the downside. That's why this chart formation is very important right now, guys. I want you to pay attention to this chart formation. I'm going to cover it in a minute. The technical analysis on this is beautiful right now. You're going to love it. Give me a like in the smash a like button if you just showed up and you didn't get the pricing from the very beginning, so I know who has filtered in. Go ahead and hit the like button. I'll know how many people are here, and I'll cover the specifics, the micro specifics on the pricing, depending upon how many people have showed up. So as we look at this kind of potential retracement, to be able to position ourselves to take advantage of this next 10x, we're going to be looking at the Fibonacci's. We're going to be looking at these retracement tools. These are pricing tools. You may not know what retracement is. That's the percentage that you're giving back in the price action. After a rise, it's going to give back. It did that in January. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention. In January, listen, it retraced. Yes, it retraced, right? Now, that was a big retracement. That really fell off. Very, very standard, guys. Very standard retracement. Let me get to a Fibonacci retracement. You guys can select a retracement. Go under the pitchfork on your deal there. Look at this, guys. I'm going to show you exactly what it retraced to. It retraced to the 78.6. Okay, that means 78.6% of the price action was given back. And I'm talking exactly, look at the candles, guys. You see this? This is the January event. 78.6%. Bam, guys. You want a pricing target? Bam. You want to pick something up at a good price? Bam. after this fall off, that's your entry spot. That's the 78.6 pre-calculated level. In terms of explaining the pricing action, that's why I talk about we're getting to $1. Great, from what point? Because my group is going to focus in on the pricing targets. That's real important is what's going on right now. And in terms of a retracement, in terms of kind of the negative pricing that's being achieved, what does negative pricing allow us? It allows us entry, okay, in January. Okay, let's do this on the pricing here. Let me go to the settings and let me change this to percentages. It's at values right now. Let me go to percents. Okay, do you see? And let me zoom in here so you can see. I'll blow these figures up. This 23.6% right there. Yeah, the 23.6% is 23.6% given back from the increase in the price. That's what that means. From the increase in the price, we're giving back 23.6. The next level down, okay, from the increase in the price of this most recent move, not since ground zero, guys, not from absolute zero, of this most recent move. It'll apply later on as we look in this context, okay? Then next is the 38.2. These are pre-calculated, guys. These just show up. They're straight out of the box. This takes 2 seconds to apply. 2 seconds, yeah, 2 seconds, and then you get what? You get your pricing target. Well, how do we know it hit that 78? I got to say, how did we know it hit the 78.6? Look at the candles. Bam. You see that? Beautiful. Precision. Exactly what was hit. All right? That's in January. Okay, so there's a way to enter into a better price in Dogecoin. I kind of get that, but you don't want the price to go down. Not at all. But when it goes through the natural expression of essentially what it wants to do, okay, it's drawn like a magnet, guys. After a lot of pressure like this, people take profits. We can't control that entirely, right? What we see is after this instance, I'm proving to you right now the importance of a pricing tool, right? The importance of understanding an entry into the market. Why? Because right now, you'll definitely understand the difference of an entry at 2 cents versus, well, it just doesn't matter. Why are you discussing this? We could just enter at 8 cents. Well, at 8 cents, you're at what? 8 times 3, you're at 3x, that is about 24. Maybe a 3 to 4x. Oh, okay. But at an entry of 2 cents at the 78.6, well, heck, you're over a 10x. Okay, so wow. Yeah, wow. Either a 3x, if you just sloppily decide I just want to play into Dogecoin, forget it. Here's the money, bam. Or you do your precision kind of laser guided, absolute look, stare profit in the face, right? Just for a second. Use a tool for 2 seconds. Literally, guys, it takes 2 seconds. I'm just going to show you. 1,000, 2, 1,000, bam, 78.6. Go to the candles to confirm the strike at the 78.6. That's your entry. So you have just capitalized on, well, it could have been either if you entered in at 2 cents, about over a 10x. If you entered in at 8 cents and wanted to get sloppy with it, maybe you're at a 3x. Do you see how your profits are dictated by the entry of your price? Absolutely. You guys see that. That's what we focus on, guys. We focus on that heavily on this channel. We focus on your price entry, deciding what to invest in. That's part of the instinct of a good trader. You guys have conquered that. You know what you're investing in. The most important fundamental kind of behind that is at what price. You understand what you want to invest in, great. The question is at what price. You just saw the difference between a 3x or a 10x, depending on whether or not you bought at 8 cents or 2 cents. That was all achievable within the same week, guys. Within the same week, you could have made the same decision to get involved in Dogecoin within the same week. And you could either have a 10x right now or a 3x. Well, you're going to put $1,000. You're going to put real money into it? Whoa. You're going to put real money into it. You're going to put $1,000 into it? You don't care if you make a 3x or a 10x? Whoa. Okay. Well, we care. We care. If we can capitalize on that, I know all of you care too. I mean, it's like, I don't know who would be, someone just wants to throw money away. Okay, just to have some fun. I mean, you can have a lot of fun, not investing with your money. Maybe it's, I don't know. That rationale doesn't catch weight here. And it doesn't catch weight in the market. The market maker is going to wash you out. You guys know that. If you don't care about your profit, the market maker will take your money. The other people in the market who are more sophisticated, they'll take your money. So as we look at that difference between the 3x, okay, between the 3x or the 10x from January. We see that happen within a week, Are you serious? If you had just timed it right within a week, you'd either have a 10x or a 3x. That's what I'm talking about. That's part of Dogecoin rise. For some people, they've made 10x. Some people have made 3x. Some people have lost money. Where are you on that spectrum? As we look at right now, and the people who know better, typically the people who know better, who don't have the time to go through technical analysis at all, they're not interested in the price. They're not interested in strategy. We here at the channel here have a group, have members. We have 90 VIP members who are interested in strategy. They get together every morning, guys. They're literally in the back shop looking at, the different, like this morning was NMR. I brought it to the group at 20% up. It's up 54. It's up over 30%, guys. It's up 35%. Based on technicals, it looked decent, right? Yeah, so I've been discussing things like that. We brought a 3X to the group within the first 7 to 10 days. So that's why you want to become a member, is you have access to those exclusive kind of signals, that information. That's what, in terms of Dogecoin, we come up with pricing targets all the time. We do that all the time, guys. We come up with Doge charts. We're literally discussing. Doge is a great investment we like. When I say that we like the investment, I don't just mean that. Like we spend time with it. We get very, very precise with it. If you guys have already heard this, or if you're new, you just joined the stream, hit the like button so I know I need to go through this. If there's no new people in here, I won't go through the specifics of where we're at right now. We covered that earlier on. I'd rather just kind of, take a larger picture, larger look back. But that'll help me know who needs to hear that information. I'll be happy to do that if you'd like to. Just let me know that you've just showed up. We're going through the Dogecoin rise. And some may have just filtered in. We're going to be streaming for a while today. We want to cover and make sure that all of our subscribers, all of our base camp, if you hear my dog in the background, just enjoy the pup. We'd love to see pictures of your dogs in our Twitter. You guys follow us at The Kingdom, TheKingdom. Follow us. We would love to have you, and we'll feature you guys. We have Andrew on the top left. Currently featured Andrew. He is a VIP member. Real solid trader, and he's just been one of the top supporters. He really inspired me. I got to tell you, he inspired me. And you guys talk about do only good every day, right? Well, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know. Andrew seems like he's doing really good, and I just say not that he's doing well as in trading, etc. But he's just it's nice to see. I've been real impressed with what he's been able to accomplish. So Andrew, shout out to you. This is James Bond. You see in the top left from Australia, VIP. This is Emily. Nice to see you. I don't know who is popping up next, but it's nice to see you, VIP. We have Kent in the house, guys. We have a ton. Joshua. We just have Jason's lit. Yeah, Army in the top left. You see the top left portion there. Different people involved in the VIP. David. We have. We just have Nikaya. Just great traders. I'm trying to get Garland. We have Cash. We also have Kuda. Cash is on the run like Beyonce. We love it. We also have, guys, just to show you, we have a strong military presence, a lot of technical guys, and we have, I'll just bring up, Navy SEAL Foundation. We're big supporters of the Navy SEAL Foundation. We believe it's a good thing for you guys to maybe look into, and we want to just focus on that, doing good things like that, and supporting Special Operation Forces, SOF Forces families for the wounded soldiers, etc. We definitely want to step in, and Andrew in the top left, he kind of inspired me to get involved with them directly. So I did that after he came up with a big super chat, and I was like, that's the way this channel should work. We should be inspiring people to do good like that. So that's part of the good that we're trying to do. We'd appreciate if you guys would hit the like button to let us know that you haven't been here since the beginning. I'll know what to cover, okay? That's the only way I know what to cover, what we've covered or who we haven't covered. I don't want to be repetitive, but that will help us. So that's part of what we're doing good, and we try and do that only day, okay? So let's just talk about I don't know what the other issues are with Dogecoin rise. We're going to hit another 10x based on the technicals. Technically speaking, yes, we're going to hit another 10x. The only question is from what price and when, right? From what price and when. And people who don't belong here, if you guys need to leave, that's fine. From the chats, don't just spread FUD If you don't like the Navy SEALs or foundations to help people, just, you don't need to lash out. That's not very good. You've been put in timeout. You have been removed from the channel. So that's just it. We got a lot of good people. We don't need to worry about like haters or anything else. There's a lot of them. They'll crop up, but I don't understand why with a motto like you want to hear the price going up. Well, be a little more selfish, huh? We're going to trade. We'll go trade around you. Don't worry about it. We'll go trade around you. Go get lost. We want people with positive tone and positive respect for people. That's what we engender here at this channel. We don't tolerate discrimination. We don't tolerate any kind of hate speech, anything else like that. You get the boot. You are gone like in 2 seconds, right? So as we look at the current pricing of Dogecoin, right? It's too good of a group to tolerate anybody who's not good. It's too good of a group. We really enjoy it. We're looking at the third instance, the third hit along in kind of a descending triangle, right? The descending triangle is by nature a bearish pattern. Is that bad? No. Why? Because we've already hit two 10Xs. I'm just going to keep saying that. It's been 100X overall. But guys, we've already hit 2Xs up from 0.007 to 7 cents in January. Then in April, from 7 cents to 70 cents. Okay? From 7 to 70 cents. Right? Now, we're talking about hitting another 10X, and the question is going to be from what price? Now you're starting to say, okay, if we hit from 29 cents, it's going to be $2.90. That might be a little bit much in terms of market capitalization. What do you guys think? I'd be interested to know what you guys think. Is that too much in terms of market capitalization? Maybe. So if we look at, people were just hoping for $1, right? We were kind of thinking $1. If we're hoping for $1, what would be implicated would be 10 cents. That's just what's implicated. We've been through two instances of a 10X, right? So if it were to go to 10 cents and launch from 10 cents, if it were to, it'd be consistent with the previous pricing action. It's not my opinion. It's not anything. It's the math, guys. You can look at the pricing. You can say it's going to defy history, its own history. Like if it's calculated to rise and there's an equation to it, you can say that, yeah, I guess it's gonna defy its own history. It doesn't want to behave as well as it has, or it wants to outperform. Okay. If you can back that up with technicals or some other reason, I'd love to listen to it. If you can't, and we're looking at just the pure pricing behavior, I want to look at what would get us to 10 cents rationally. What would get us to 10 cents? You guys know the answer. It's not a bad thing. Why? Because it already looks like we're going to hit a 10X at some point. That's right. Based on the history, it happened in January. It happened in April, right? Everybody's like, yeah. So now if it can happen from 10 cents, we're going to get to the dollar. That's just mathematical. That's not financial advice. That's just mathematical. So what would get us to the 10-cent mark? Well, you have to understand a little bit about technical analysis. You have to know what a descending triangle is. You have to understand that this is a continuation pattern, right? Absolutely. Continuation pattern means what? It means the pattern is going to continue if it starts upon a negative trajectory. If you form a descending pattern, it's going to continue once it spills out to the downside. That's just technically speaking. The guy, seriously, the textbooks for Wall Street will literally formulate this. And you may say, I don't care about Wall Street. They care about Dogecoin. I'm just going to tell you that. We care about from what price we enter if it's technically indicated, because in January, you could have bought for 2 cents, for 007, or for 7 cents. You could have paid 10 times the amount you needed to pay within a 2 or 3 day time period. If we can focus in on that right now, it's of huge benefit to you subscribers, to you VIP members, to your Basecamp guys. It's of huge benefit to you, right? So we're going to focus on what could get us to the 10-cent mark, because if we have another 10X moment, guys, hit the like button. If you just come in the room, I'll know what to cover and what not to cover. Let me see how many people have shown up. We have about 120 watching. I need to know what to cover in terms of the technicals. We're going through the descending triangle right now. It's a continuation pattern, okay? We covered some stuff in the beginning. Now, you may not have been here. That's fine. As we look at this, a continuation pattern of the descending triangle, the resistance along the top, the support level, multiple contacts of support along the bottom give this a very predictable, a predictable movement on the breakout. It's either going to break to the upside or break to the downside. There are two options. It can break to the upside. It's not necessarily set in stone. Doge has beat the odds before, recently has beat the odds. We have an outlier today in the form of one coin. Dogecoin was that coin, right? Yes, it was. All right. We are good at identifying those, at least bringing them onto the spectrum for our VIP guys. Okay. We brought NMR to the VIP this morning. If you're in the membership at the VIP level, you'll have access to those types of things. You'll be able to see different investments, potential investments. That's what we focus on. That's why they're members. We have a goal of 100 VIP members. We're going to reach it. I don't know if in 2 days. If we have 2 days to go. If we have to stretch it out, that's fine. We're very patient. We've learned to be patient in the market. It has rewarded us well over the years. So looking at Dogecoin, it's also rewarded you guys to be patient. So we don't have a problem with that. As the descending triangle, we're happy to have 90. We're thrilled to have 90. Within 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, we have 90 VIPs. Fantastic. Happy to bring you NMR this morning. It's up, what, 50%? We brought it to you up 20%. That's a 30% trade on the day. Bam. Beautiful. Beautiful. As we look at the descending triangle, what this means, okay, you're going to identify it by the multiple hits along the top, which is going to form your resistance. It can't get out of that. Essentially, the pricing is letting us know that this is a technically indicated trend line. Okay, you hear trends. What is a trend? This is a technically indicated trend line. Multiple hits along the same line forming a resistance because the price is unable to get up outside of that trend. Okay, that trend line, the resistance, the support. What is support? Well, the same thing, same definition. Multiple contacts along, let's say, a trend line, a micro trend line. These converge to form, essentially with its entry point, a descending triangle. Guys, this is a textbook application. It's not an opinion. This is stuff that's studied. I have an economics degree. Okay, I have a certification in markets, all right, from Duke University. This is the stuff that we study, all right? There are textbooks for this. So descending triangle along the level of support, all right? Typically, it's going to be a bearish pattern. It's going to break down the distance of the height of the triangle, okay? That's textbook approach. It can also break up to, that's kind of the threshold. It can also break up the distance of the triangle. All right, so let's just reframe. Let's make sure we have this triangulated, say the height of the triangle set up appropriately. You're going to run into a little bit of a difference as to whether or not exactly where you measure your triangle, okay, on this one, because it's a little bit, it's not perfectly formed on the origination of it. That's okay. We have a little bit of a tolerance for looking at things and there's a little bit of a variety in everything. There's always variability, guys. In everything you do, all the estimations, everything is always variance. There's always variability. So we could move to the upside, okay, at 45 cents. That's okay, from 30 to 45 cents. That is one pricing target. We have a pricing target on the downside, all right? The pricing target on the downside is going to be indicated somewhere around 10.5 cents, somewhere around 10.5 cents, okay? That is important because, guys, if you move up, I want to do the measurement here. If you were to move up, now we can start a step in the midst of this. If you move up, it's a 56% move to the upside. That is one heck of a move. That's a nice trade. That's a very nice trade. I saw some people smash the like button. That means you just showed up. If you smash that, it means you just showed up. I will, because some of you smashed it. And go ahead and smash if you showed up since then. But I will go over these frequencies, these pricing targets in depth now, since a few of you have hit that like button. I know you just showed up. That's how I know who all shows up or who's been here since the beginning. So as we look at the move up, potential is 56% to the upside. Now, technically, it's a bearish pattern, meaning we would anticipate it going down. That's just a technical textbook component, a prediction. That's what the odds are in favor, okay? If you want to bet against, you can. But like it'd be like playing blackjack with two face cards. It'd be like, go ahead and hit me, okay? Maybe not that extreme. It can beat it. Elon can get involved. We could see a one-out event like NMR today's at 55%. Shout out to VIP. What's up? You guys got in on that, huh? Great job. As we look into VIP's making good trades every day, we are deploying cash into Doge as well. We're waiting. It seems like we're trading over other things. They're involved in such and such. Guys, we have our money and our orders literally in at these levels. Many of the VIPs do already, because I covered this in depth, and I mean a lot of depth with our VIPs. I literally sent, and just so you guys see the kind of information you receive, why it makes sense to be in VIP, just so you know, looking at the detailed charts that I send. Hey, Marco, but look at this, guys. This is the pricing targets that I sent out to the VIPs. Not financial advice, clearly, but these are the pricing targets, the different levels at which we're accumulating, right? So this is a crucial kind of something crucial to look at, and I'm kind of updating that live for people here. But yeah, that's what the VIPs receive. That's what they told me that they want. So they receive that in terms of Doge. I'd say a professional level of a workup on the technical analysis of things. I've been paid in the past to do things and be very highly accurate. So in terms of finance, deal structuring, putting deals together, et cetera, guys, for some tycoons, et cetera. It's been fun, but it's not always easy. But I'm happy to do it because I know it really impacts the community. This work very much impacts your ability to understand your investments. And it's not financial advice. I would never give you that. I do not want to handle your investments. I don't want to talk about your budgets or someone going to college. That's not my goal. I want to have a good time, and I want to relax in crypto and be with a good group. And you guys are the best group. Honestly, you're just the best group around. So smashing the like button will let me know if you just come in the room, so I know what to cover. I covered some stuff in very much detail in the very beginning. I'm going to get through more details right now. So the 23.6% retracement, guys, the Fibonacci is just a pricing tool. That's all it is. Believe it or not, it sounds really complicated. If I draw the Fibonacci retracement, bam, it gives me pricing. That's all it gives me. Why is that important? Because it's retracing. It's going down. We have people deploying orders at different levels. All right, very easy, right? Very, no problem. You want to gain more exposure to the lower prices, right? That's the goal. If we look back in January, guys, just as an example, I want to bring this to the forefront for you subscribers. And if you're new, go ahead and subscribe, turn on notifications. You'll learn a lot from this channel. I really believe that. I wouldn't be doing it unless I thought it were a great dynamic for you guys to enjoy each other's company, learn from each other, and learn from me from you as well. But as we look at this in January, guys, you could have bought at 007. You could have bought at 7. You could have paid 10 times that amount, or you could have bought in after it settled at 2. So you literally could have paid 10 times the amount you needed to pay. Okay? Now you want to put in $1,000, you want it to go to 10,000, right? Or you can put in 10,000 and you can literally go down and be left with 4,000. Okay? So that happened within a period of time of 2 or 3 days. Okay? That happens on things that are highly volatile. So when I bring up pricing targets, that's exactly the difference. It's the difference between you sitting on 10,000 versus, 4,000? Or the difference between you putting in at 4,000 and you making, let's say you're putting in at like 2 cents and you making a 10x. And let's say you put in 1,000, now all of a sudden from 1,000 you have 10,000. Or you put in 10,000 and now you have 100,000. It's a big difference. It's a huge, monumental difference. If you're playing with an investment, and you don't care about the returns, I don't know. We're very concerned not just on an emotional, kind of a ride here as Dogecoin does rise. No, we want to talk about profit. All right. Dogecoin 2021 is all about the pricing, all about the pricing target of $1, all about getting it there and us getting there in the right shape, having a good entry price. We'll take 2 cents or 007 over 8 cents any day of the week, right? If anyone wants to argue that and doesn't have time to hear that, well, that's fine. That's fine. I want to focus on that for our community because I know that makes a difference. At the end of the day, when you look at the account balance that you have, when you plug in and you hit that button or you hit that password, you get back into your brokerage account. That's what makes your day. A lot of times that's what makes your weekend good or bad. Are you stressed or unstressed? Are you happy or feeling like you conquered the world? Or, I'll never win. That's not a good feeling, guys. It's real simple to fix it, right? We focus on pricing targets. All right, not financial advice. Go talk to a broker if you want to. But it's real easy if we can help gear your money towards the lower levels. Well, that's real easy. That's super easy. That's like what we want to do. That way you have a greater chance of making money. That way you have a greater possibility of being in profit. So when you log in, you're going to see, oh, cool, look, I'm making money. I made a good decision. Otherwise, if you don't pay attention to price, then you're going to be stuck, hanging out to dry. You're not going to have profit in your account. You're willing to buy too high. It's all about buying low and selling high at some point, or buying low and holding until it's high, right? You can't even buy low and hold it till it's high if you don't get the right price. So it becomes absolutely a frustrating event. I put 10,000 in and, I'm down to 2,000 or I'm down to 4,000. That's no fun. We always have reserve cash at the lower levels. That's just it. That's the mantra of our station. We gear investments down towards, in Dogecoin, we're geared towards getting a better price. We're geared now towards doing that. We were also geared in January towards doing that. We've been geared for years, okay, in terms of investing. Like in January, either 007 or 7, we could have paid 10 times the amount. You guys realize that. If we put $10,000 in, I could have said, well, I don't care. I'm just going to put it in at the top anyway. No, guys, no. And then have it drop 60% the next day. So I'd have $10,000 put in, and the $10,000 would turn into $4,000. That's a little bit dramatic. That's a little bit tough to stomach. The average person may have developed a culture where that's okay, may have developed some coping mechanisms. It's a lot easier to explain to yourself and everyone else when you put in $10,000 and it's $50,000. If you can do the same thing within a 3 or 4 day time period, hey, who doesn't want to put the 10 in and have 50, right? I mean, if people want to do other than that, I don't think I don't think they're feeling good. I know they're not, because they come and talk to me, or they talk to some of our other members and like, well, I'm overexposed at a higher level. There's no shame in that. You don't understand the market. The market can be brutal. You're not built with the mindset that you're supposed to have pricing targets. Yeah, this price right here, the 29 cents, it's all about that price. Deciding what you wanted to invest in, that was a smart decision. It's gone up 100x this year. Dogecoin has done phenomenally well. At what price? You want to invest at what price? Because the price is going to make all the difference in the world. That's the only thing that makes the difference. Okay? If you invest, if you go to $1 and you invest at $1.12, well, that's not the investment you want to make, right? And I was just going to bring that up because in January, okay, you could have bought it, literally, guys, you could have bought it at, and you guys know by now, but I'm going to cover this. You could have bought it here at 7 or 8 cents, and you literally could have gone down like almost 80% in your value. You could have put 10 grand in and literally gone down to where you had $2,000. That's not the dynamic, the profit dynamic that we want to focus on. Absolutely not. Whereas you could have bought in at around 2 cents, and with a period of time of days, you could have gone up 200%. All right, so you could have put 10 grand in, you could have gone up. I mean, guys, you'd have 20 plus grand. That's huge. That's a phenomenal return. Just within a few days, just making a decision, I want to buy in at a good price. I understand what a Fibonacci retracement is. I understand it hit the 78.6% retracement. That things like to go down. Guys, we're almost at the 78.6% retracement on the macro right now. I'm bringing this up for a reason. You're almost at that percent of a retracement on the macro. I mean, on the entirety of the price action. That's what happened in January. On the entirety of the price action. It already happened once. You went to the 78.6. Here on the macro, you're looking at getting down potentially through your golden pocket. That 61.8 to the 65th, it's just a 65%. Guys, it's a golden ratio. The street uses it. Markets have used it for decades. It's a pricing tool. It's what the market conforms to. Guys, as you look at a pricing target, well, no one can do that. You probably don't understand it. If you're saying no one can do that, well, people are doing it every day. We're doing it every day. The VIP, you guys, you base campers, even you subscribers, I know you guys are into it. It's just framing people's mind around it becomes important. It's not just Dogecoin. Absolutely, we love Dogecoin. It's 100x this year. I want to invest in Dogecoin at what price? I want to get a good price. So when it goes up to $1, or it goes from 007 to 7 cents, or it goes from 7/10 to 70 cents, I'm actually making a profit. So you can buy it right after the meteoric rise on both instances and lose 80% of your money. You guys realize the game here, the difficulty here, how you have to be calculated? In both instances, you essentially could have lost, I'll say in this instance, you could have lost up to 65% of your money. And the previous instance, you could have lost 80% of your money. Now, did it rebound? Yes, but that's tied in with your profits. So that means you could have gotten it at that discount of 80% discount. Good gosh, at 2 cents, yeah, you'd be sitting right now, you'd be sitting at over a 10x. If you bought it at 8 cents, the high back then, you'd be sitting at about a 3x. So you can choose between a 3x and a 10x. You could choose between having, say, $1,000 turn into either, or say 10,000 turn into 30 or turn into 80. Okay, that's a night and day difference, guys. Now you're going to have the opportunity, potentially, you have that opportunity right now with where it's at, okay, to choose an entry where it is at now, let's say 30 cents, or you may want to look at what has already repeated in terms of the 78.6. And I'm going to draw in this Fibonacci as well, because I want to look at exactly the level it got to in this first April move. Okay, I want to look at that as well to see how many times that 78.6 has repeated. It's nothing we need to be afraid of. Nothing we say, oh, it's bad news. To the contrary, if you can frame your mind around this, guys, please pay attention. In January, you could have framed your mind a little different and gotten in at 2 cents. All right, that is a great deal. As we look back now, what a great move. But right now, as we talk about it going down to potentially the 78.6, which is already hit in January, now there's a resistance. Now people who are built up in the culture are saying, no, we don't want it to go down. Hold on. The whole idea is for us to deploy cash at a lower level and achieve a good, what we would call a cost basis, a good cost per coin. Exactly. So how is this any different than what happened in January? People will look back. I'll tell you this. Generally, they'll look back with a different mindset than what's going on right now. It's the market mentality. People who are solely focused on, well, it has to go up to $1 now. Anyone talking about it going down is a trader. Guys. I mean, in terms of being disloyal to the group, not at all. You'll look back on the people who achieved a good price and be impressed. When we look back on January, absolutely. Right now we are, and you're all like, yes, it's true, because the people who got in at the 2 cents were impressed. Right? They played the market well. They understood retracement. Then they had a lot of patience. I'll say that. Then they had a lot of patience with it. That's to be very well regarded and commended that you've had so much patience with it. But the difference between a 2x and only a 3x, I'm sorry. If you got in at 2 cents, it would be what, a 10x we said? Yeah, 10x. So you turn 10 grand into a 100 grand, or you would turn 10 grand into a 3x, which would be about, what would we say, about 30 grand. Do you see the difference? That's a $70,000 profit, all right, on an investment of $10,000. That's a big deal. That's a big deal, big enough that we're going to pay attention right now. We're going to pay attention. We're not going to say this is negative FUD. No. This is investing I think what is the right Dogecoin, the right investment right now. I think Elon is proving that to be the case. I think it will prove to be the case in the long run. I'm not sure how quickly it will occur. If there's an overall kind of bearish trend that consumes the market, okay, all right. I'm going to stick with Elon. Whenever he wants to pick it back up, I bet you I'm around with some heavy resource cash to get that good price, to get that 10x or that next 100x. I bet you I'm around. I would bet you on that. I bet you a lot of the VIPs will be around too. In different investments, different stocks, different things while things cool off. We have orders deployed right now. We literally have orders engaged, okay, limit orders. That's you specifying with the exchange that you want to buy a specific amount of coins for a specific amount of money. That's a limit order. You program trade that. You don't just decide today I want to invest in Dogecoin. I got $10,000, just throw it in at whatever price it is. No, it's what you want to invest in, then at what price. We get very, very technical in terms of the precise amounts. We literally, guys, we deploy cash at different levels. I bring up an example, just an example. Nothing to rely on, guys. Nothing to rely on, only to prove heavyweight cash towards the downside. Just to get you in line with thinking if it's 100, 200, 600, 1,200, 5,400, why? Just to get you thinking, guys, about getting a lower price per coin. Well, what if it goes lower? Beautiful. I've already covered that. I've already covered that with a multiple down at the lower levels. Why? Because based upon the history of the Fibonacci levels, it's going to find some orders. It's going to find some orders at that 78.6. Believe it or not, it's going to find some orders. All right? That's going to be a strike, a target area, the 78.6. Okay? That 78.6 is going to be an area that's going to receive some action. All right? Not just in terms of a 10x, but in terms of achieving, say, a 50% return, a 30 to 50% return. We'd have to do some analytics, but yeah, it's going to be a trade. It's going to be something that people trade. Maybe a great entry price for people who want to hold, because it just so happens that the breakdown of, and it may be coincidental, but the breakdown target of this descending triangle, okay, is what? The breakdown target is in around 10 cents. Does that bother me? Not at all. Why? First of all, I'm always going to have backup resource cash, always. But I also know that Dogecoin has 2 other instances. This year alone, in April here, it went up by 10x. In January here, it went up by 10x. Both times it went up by 10x, right? Now we know maybe there's going to be a third time. If it's going to go to $1, it's going to go up 10x. Okay, so let's start with, how about 10 cents? Anybody? That seems to be the exact price, guys, that's technically indicated. This is easy math, guys. It's just easy in terms of the structuring to do a Google search on a descending triangle. You guys do the research if you want to get into it. Okay, I wouldn't recommend you find Google documentation on things. I would recommend you look at textbooks that are used in graduate, master's programs, in econ degrees, etc. John J. Murphy has a great book, Financial Fundamentals of Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets and Futures. So as we look at this, you will see in the textbook application, guys, literally, textbook tells you the breakdown of this descending triangle. Descending why? Because the line of support, okay? The line of support is going to essentially form your floor. This line of resistance, what it can't get through, okay? There's a line of resistance which essentially becomes a trend line. We're talking about a convergence of trend lines. The important part is you're going to measure the height of the triangle, okay? Now, unless we break through this resistance and we can turn it into support and move to the upside, if we can, we're looking at a breakout target of around 40 cents. That would be fantastic. That is an option. Right now, that's an option with Dogecoin based upon the descending triangle. Okay? That's just textbook, guys. You guys who know your technicals, you know how people trade, and you know what the expectations typically are. Okay? That's one variable component of it. We may be going to something more like, I'm going to bring up 40 to 43 cents. 40 would be a conservative target. I'm going to say that would be a conservative target for people who would want to lock in maybe a good trade. All right. On the downside, because people want to know what's a threshold. Everyone wants to know what's an exit price on this trade. I get hounded on that stuff. I can go through it, but it depends upon your risk, essentially your risk tolerance. You guys understand that? As we look at, how much cash should we put in? Those are questions. I just don't answer those questions. I'm not your financial analyst, much less your broker. And there's a difference. Okay, I've been a financial analyst, a lead financial analyst. Had a lot of success with that. If you're new to the channel, to the stream, go ahead and hit the like button. I'll know how many people are here. I'll cover these detailed pricing targets if you haven't been here since the beginning. This will help me go through. It'll help me know who's here that hasn't been here. Essentially, how many people, and I'll cover it when I get enough people that need to know it. I'd be happy to cover it. Again, just don't want to be too repetitive. Now, the breakdown target, guys, is going to be in and around, I say kind of extreme target in around right at the 10 cents, right at about the 10 to 12 cents. And we'll go through the specifics, so VIPs, et cetera. We'll do that for people who require the exact kind of the scalpel. Let's get the scalpel out. I'll do that. All right, but I know this 78.6% retracement is kind of in the air, right? It's kind of down there. I know that it hit that 78.6. This is getting a little bit. I wanted to zoom in so you could see this 78.6 right here is 15.2. 15.2. Okay, the 15.2 essentially is the level that was already accomplished. Why is it an accomplishment? Because people got in at 2 cents. Right now, that's over a 10x. Is that like a 15x? It's like a 15x. They got in January at 2 cents after it went up. So right now, you're all going to look at them and say, "Wow, that he did great." Don't you want to be part of the group that does great? Right? I think so. Yeah, that's what we want to do. Is we want to achieve that good price. Something that in the future people look back at us and say, "Wow, they did that." Be like, "Yeah, that's what we did." So we understand the macro, this micro frequency. We understand both the micro and the macro, kind of the magnifying glass, getting down to the let's zoom in versus the zoom out. As we zoom in, we see those levels, guys. Very easy, and we structure heavyweight cash on the downside. Why? Because we don't ever want to be overexposed at a higher level. We don't ever want to be part of the group. I bought at 70. Well, now it's half that. We don't want to be part of that group. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's demoralizing sometimes to look into your account. Guys, the market teaches lessons like that to people. It's not just you. If you're in that group, the market is very good. It has a long history of teaching those lessons to people. So it's not that you did anything wrong. You didn't know about pricing targets back then. Now's the time to pay attention. Right now, you have some sophisticated people in this group, members of this. You guys are all subscribers. You're all members. I mean, you guys are in the same club here, right? So you have that level of understanding now. You understand, okay, we have to achieve a good price, a good entry price. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with just saying you've done the difficult part of the strategy. You guys are very intuitive. I'll say you picked the right coin with Dogecoin. It's gone up 100x. Yeah, it's been phenomenal, but it has retraced since then. So we're looking at the levels to deploy cash now for anyone who's a new investor, like someone who wants to get involved in Dogecoin. It's got a lot of attention. It's at a good price. People say, oh, it's starting to get it. It's maybe starting to get some new attention. It almost took over, guys. It almost took over the number 3 coin. It almost took over Binance. Binance is the largest crypto exchange in the world. Just so we frame this correctly, yeah, that's like, yeah, this is a big deal. Yeah, Dogecoin is a big deal. You'll get people who want to trade Bitcoin or want to trade, some of the other big coins, Ethereum. Well, okay, they're traded on what is the largest exchange in the world, Binance. What's the Binance coin? Well, it was the number 3 in terms of market cap, and Dogecoin almost overtook that. You got to be kidding me, guys. Literally, no one can shake a stick at Dogecoin. No one can say there's no solid future for it. There's no utility for it. No, the people who understand know there's a utility for it. Okay, it's funding a rocket to space with a payload capacity. It's testing well. They're putting together dev groups for it. Elon's involved in that. We like the future of Dogecoin. We just do. Tear the market up. Rip it apart. Give us a discount. We'll be there with some cash. I'll tell you that. My group will be there with some cash. Okay, the subscribers here who understand what a pricing target is, I'd be very surprised if they're not there waiting with some cash at the lower levels. All right? It just makes sense. It's been through too dramatic and too great of a rise, okay? Now, timing is the issue. We'll get into, well, what's the ultimate price it could go down to if it doesn't want to go up 10x right now in the next 3 weeks? Let's say, give me 3 weeks, London. Come on. Within 3 weeks, tell me the truth here. Okay, anyone who tries to give you a timing interval is going to be very imprecise typically. I can do differentials on timing. You might not like what they have to say, or they might be completely wrong, okay? And it's not me, guys. It has to deal with, you're not going to like to hear this, Fibonacci timing sequences, right? I can go through all of those. We can go into it. It's a different level of analytics. You're asking me to not only put in a micro Fibonacci, and they're just pricing targets, guys. It sounds real fancy. I'm not gonna oversell something. It's just a pricing tool. That's all it is. As you look at what's a Fibonacci, it sounds cool. Like, we know what we're talking about. Well, it's just a pricing tool. Like, there you go. Now we have our different entry levels. There you go. It's like, it's remedial. It's almost literally like remedial. We have like high school. Wasn't that much fun? We like to have fun and, hang out and, maybe cut class. Okay. This is being able to cut class and still come up with your pricing targets. And it sounds interesting too, but it's going to be, you're going to deploy it, guys, on this individualized basis from the initiation of the price trend. Okay. Essentially, the initiation of this most recent, let's say, price frequency, move to the upside and retracement. You're going to deploy this when you get a new rise and it looks like it's going to begin to retrace. You immediately deploy your pricing tool. That's how you use a Fibonacci retracement. Okay, bam. Then you have your different entry points. Okay, then you have just like that, guys. You have your entry points just like that. That quickly, you have all of your potential entry points that are pretty well respected in the industry, kind of used over, all the brokerage houses use Fibonacci's. The investment bankers, they know what a Fibonacci is. The lead brokers on Wall Street, I promise you, they know exactly what Fibonacci's are. Why? Because they use them. So when you get into, what is the conformance of the street, etc., there you're going to get into, well, we're going to use the same entry points across the street, across the world. All the investors are going to use the same. Well, that's great. Why? Because it means that essentially you're potentially going to have more profit. You have a collective push at different levels that are going to achieve some additional momentum, right? It's a collective, not exactly kind of a, it's not directed. It's not scripted. It's not like that. It's just a professional kind of level that's respected within technical analysis within the market. And guys, I'll tell you, brokers from JP Morgan to Goldman Sachs to whatever, they're going to know what Fibonacci's are. Okay, your trading view is the program I'm using. I have doctored this up heavily. If you guys don't have trading view, just tune in. Tune into the station. Join up with the members. We have 90 VIPs. We're going for 100. All right. Part of what the VIPs got today was up to a 30% trade just this morning We already had our pricing. The group already had their orders deployed in Dogecoin, both at these micro-frequency levels and below. So we had time to trade. We had time to talk about other things. It's not that we don't like Dogecoin, but, absolutely, we love Dogecoin. I have given the crew, the VIP crew, Doge targets as of like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, to deploy cash at these different levels. Not financial advice, just a lot of people love Doge. They like investing in it. They like the price action has been phenomenal. You've had 2 instances of 10x, a cumulative 100x just this year. So we're looking at where is going to be the next 10x. And I don't hear other stations talking about this. I don't hear them talking about, even the real popular ones, I don't hear them necessarily talking about, now it's timing and it's price entry. Okay, great. Based upon the real fundamentals of technical analysis, right? I just don't hear that. So I'm glad that we're able to discuss that. Yeah, AJ Crypto in the house, VIP. Absolutely, AJ. This applies to stocks. It applies to, it applies to the gold commodities market. It applies to bonds. It applies to, you guys would be amazed if you knew what all this applies to. It's just the truth. It's just a standard of the industry. It's nice to talk about because it's kind of an equalizer too. It's kind of like an open door into Wall Street, right? It's like, okay, how are they going to trade this? How are people who know how to trade, even the day traders in Doge, you may look at, well, the day traders in Doge, how are they doing that? I don't like that they're day trading because I don't know what they're doing. We know what they're doing. They're using the Fibonaccis. They don't have to be a licensed broker, a Series 7, anything else. Not at all. But they're trading on Doge. Don't you want to know why the price moves? Like if it's moved from 75 cents to 30 cents, I can tell you why it's moved. You might be, you're going to give an interpretation of possibly why it's moved. No. I'm going to tell you why. Okay, because of the Fibonacci levels. Well, how can you prove it? I can give you every single instance along the way this year where it's happened, to where it's literally incontrovertible that it has happened. It happened here in January. Correct. Copy that. It happened in January, right? Yeah, you had a rise from 0.007 to 7 or to 8 cents, right? Yeah. Okay. Then it did what? It retraced to what? The 78.6. Okay, good. Well, that's one instance. Okay. That's one instance. Now, it may not always hit the 786. It may go to the golden pocket. Let's look at this. Then we had April. All right, let's talk about April. Let's see if we can come up with another instance here. Let's come up with another instance. Okay, well, this one, it looks like this one came exactly to that 61.8. I know it's a light gradient, guys. I know it's a real light gradient. I have it like that because I don't want to get too much into the figures. I don't want people copying down stuff and just going and deploying orders if they've listened to 5 or 10 minutes of this. Understand that, okay? So I'd rather discuss it. If you have serious interest, you join VIP. You get involved if you're going to be throwing some heavy cash around and talk with the group. You see what all people want to do. And what the good strategies are. So as we look in this moment in April, what did we retrace to? To the golden pocket, to 61.8. I'm focused on the fact that it hit a level, period. Oh, whoops. Let's look at the candlesticks. What it hit? Oh, it exactly hit the 78.6. Killed it, period. 2 instances right there where it hit the 78.6. You got it? January, it hit the 78.6. Okay, April, it hit the 78.6. People say, you didn't get the price right. You didn't get the, okay. You guys know, the guys who were on the inside with me know exactly we got this pricing target perfectly, okay? So that's the level of precision we'd like to bring to the game, all right? So if it does decide to do this again, I can tell you now why it's going to do that, right? It's also happened, it also has happened, that we have now 2 instances since January, and it's a beautiful story because, guys, it means profit. Understand this. Get this through your mind. You have a profit situation just staring you in the face. Why? Because you have 2 10Xs. Beautiful. We love 10X. 100X, show me the way, right? Dogecoin, yeah, that's what the pricing action is awesome. What else would Elon bring to the table? I just have to ask. What else would he bring to the table? Something that's phenomenally great to trade on, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Just like upfront and center. I'd say upfront and center. Something that's great to trade on. Yeah, we're going to have fun trading on this. Yeah, it's going to have some great price action. As we get on up into $1 at some point, one day, yeah, it's going to be nice. So we have 2 instances where it retraced down 78.6%. That's a standard of the industry. You have to admit, guys, I've just proven it's a standard right here. It hit it in the very beginning. It hit it like if you pull out the candlesticks, I have to pull the candlesticks out on this so you can see. I think my pup is upset at somebody by the pool. Don't worry about that. My pup's in the background. As you look at this, bam, let's hit, look at that, guys. The 78.6, just wham, just precision strike, right? Absolutely perfect, okay? So that's the discount that people got. Literally, in terms of an entry into the market, they got an entry at a 78.6, and you say, well, okay, great, they did well. I guess they used their Fibonacci, whatever you're talking about. No, they got another 2x. They got another 2x. Literally, they turned 10 grand into 20 grand in a day in 10 hours. Hello. Yeah, they got another 2x on top of a 10x. They got another 2x. All right? If you just know how to deploy your cash and hit your pricing targets. That's why a lot of people will turn into and they'll start dealing with options and different things. I'm like, man, there's a lot of price action. When I say price action, that's price action. That right there is price action. Coming from a huge rise, deploying your cash, and within a period of let's say a day here, getting another 2x, 2 times your money, beautiful. Like that's something that Elon, he knows, his team, think about it, guys. They love crypto. They're all into Bitcoin and Dogecoin, okay? They understand pricing action. That's beautiful pricing action. So what we're looking at now is a potential retracement to the 78.6. Again, it's happened once. It's happened twice. Now will it happen on the macro again? What do you guys think? I think everyone here is going to be like, I bet so. I bet so. Probably so. So this is good stuff. It's the type of thing that we're involved in because the probability is very high. Okay, the probability of profit is very high. As you look at this, it's something that it's just profit staring you in the face. You don't have to agree with it. People who don't like it, like, you don't have to like profit. I can't make people like profit. I just don't like. It's not financial advice. I just don't like when people have to come and talk to me and they've paid too much for something or they're overexposed at a higher price. When we have 3 indications that it's gone down, and no one can tell me on this station, no one can tell me, the members, the subscribers, no one can tell me that I haven't consistently been talking about keeping your cash available on the downside. True that? Hit the like button if you even know that, okay? Because you guys know since the top levels, and we have been on pricing targets after pricing target. I'm talking about what's the cut loose point, boom. What's the cut loose point, boom. What's the entry point, bam. Entry point, bam. We've been all over this thing. No one else has traded this thing like we have, okay? I know because I know the members here. I know we have huge big reports in terms of the trading, how well you did on it. So. The point is, the point is that we're just, we're excited about you subscribing. We're excited about bringing you technical analysis. We're excited about being able to share with you. It's hit the 78.6% retracement 2 times after its major price movements. That's big news. That's important news. You're not going to necessarily get that everywhere. A lot of this stuff is reserved for kind of different asset classes. I'll say that. I like Dogecoin. I like Elon. I like the crew. I like our group. I like the members of our channel. I like it. It's a nice entry into investing. You can get from Dogecoin all the way out into like options and some different things, which, some people can play that game, but it can be a risky endeavor. Right? And there's not really a huge reason to get involved in, say, options or leveraging, margin calls. You don't need to necessarily do that. When Doge is offering you essentially 100x, that's huge, right? That's huge. That's a big deal for us to be able to say, yeah, 100x, right? And it does excite me because I know people in the community, members of the channel, who are just cleaning house, that are doing, literally making, 10 grand, literally making another 15 grand, literally just, doing extremely well. So it's nice to see people who are trading well, and also who tread lightly, who understand, yes, London has been talking since the very beginning, stacking the cash on the downside. Now you see why. You've hit that 78.6 twice already. Now, as we look at another potential 10x, that's the exciting part, because now you're looking at achieving. If you've been paying attention, you're like, well, I wish I would have paid more attention. That's okay. You can still pay attention now. This first time it hit a 10x. Second big move, guys, from here to here was another 10x. From 007 to 7 cents, more than that really, over 10x. From 7 cents to over 70 cents, more than a 10x. Now we're looking at retracing again to the 786, and at least it represents a technical analytic. And you're going to say, well, everything's crashing. Everything's going down. You're talking about buying. I sure am. So are other people who were structured into this and see an opportunity for something that's multiplied by 10x twice this year, right? And so thank you guys for hitting the like button as well. Some of you guys are just hitting it. I appreciate that. If we get up over 100, that's nice for me. I don't solicit a whole lot of viewers or subscribers. I try and stay very technical. I want people naturally attracted to trading and to Dogecoin. I think it's a good community, and I enjoy bringing kind of the professional slant to Dogecoin. It's nice. That's why the channel's here, is to increase you guys, your interaction. That's why I do this, is to increase your interaction, both at the VIP level, at the base camp level, etc. If you haven't joined us, we have a pinned tweet. That's for our VIP crew. We have a goal of 100. We think we're going to get that. And we have everything from investment bankers to people who just did well in Doge, to pastors, to military, so special operation forces. It's just a cool crew, very cool crew. I want to give a shout out to someone who has followed us recently, and you guys will get a kick out of this. Hey, Jess, what's up, brother? Want to say shout out to Jess. Crazy guy, fun guy. Jess is one of my friends. He knows my other friend, one of my best friends, Navy SEAL. He's my friend's former commander over Coronado. 3 years he was there. And Big H in the house. We love you, brother. Miss you, brother. He's over in, I think, Florida, chilling. So he's having a better time than we are, probably. Well, I don't know. We're having fun trading. But Jess knows that crowd. So Jess, welcome to the crypto kingdom. This is London. You guys know that. And Jess has got in at 2 cents. He got in at 2 cents on Doge. So, yeah, get to know him. Everyone's like, get to know me. He's just a funny, crazy, fun guy. I just love him to death. He's just funny. He's going to mess around with you. He's one of the most sophisticated, dignified kind of guys you'll meet. It's very funny. And he's got this crazy wild side to him. He likes Doge. He got in at 2 cents, right? And so we have a good time. Jess, it's just a pleasure to have you, brother. So we look forward to you guys joining the VIP. You're going to be surrounded by some good people that want to do what? Well, they want the 10X. Guys, we don't want to just get into Doge at 78 cents. We'd rather spend a little bit of time hanging out with each other in like a private chat to go over some details. And yeah, we think we can, cover the $100 with like maybe a good pricing entry, right? If it's done that 2 or 3 times, we're going to go ahead and do it a third time and see whether or not we can make some cash. They're making good trades every day. You guys in the subscriber base, I know you're doing well. Doge has taught us that holding is good. If you don't understand advanced trading, holding has been really great. It's difficult for me to hear of people that have lost like 70 or 80% of the value of their portfolio. That may be okay with you. You may lock Doge away in cold storage and be like, watch this in 5 or 6 years, and be completely immune to all this price action. In the meantime, I have to say, we're excited about it. We want to trade. We want that next 10X. It's kind of a feather in our cap. In the first 7 to 10 days of the VIP, I brought them a 3.5X. Like, that's exciting to me because they're not easy to find, right? They're not easy to find, right? Like, you have to hunt for them. Like, people who are in the market, like, you guys like the 10X that Dogecoin was, right? Yeah, you like that. While Dogecoin is kind of cooling off, I found my group, I found the VIP, a 3.5X. It was like, you got a 3X in 7 days. Like, yeah, like, so that's good. We wanted to bring the group together, and it's like, yeah, we had a 3X. Depending on people, again, same with Doge. If you held, if you traded, what you did. Some people didn't. I mean, some people made great money, guys. It was a lot of fun, right? You guys, yeah, the VIP are like, yeah, it's been good. It's been really good. So Dogecoin has been the same way. We can't deny the fact that it has been. It's either right now. I love it because either you got in like where Jess got in. Jess, he's one of my friends. It's great to have him. And he knows me. He knows my other friends. When I talk about the Navy SEALs, whatever. He knows. He's like, that guy, huh? That guy, huh? Navy SEAL guy, huh? But anyway, just my friends. That's who I hang out with. So, Jess got in at 2 cents. He's at a 10X right now, right? He's at a 10X. Over a 10X, like a 15X right now, all right? Now, he could have bought at 8 cents within that same period of time frame. He's a great example. He could have bought, guys, within the same time period, within like the day, he bought at the right level. He bought it around the 78.6. He's a great example of why this matters. He could have bought at 8 cents. He'd be at about a 3X. No, now he's at like a 15X. Huh? That's awesome, huh? So that's what we focus on. That's what we like to do. And that's why we pay attention. It's like, it's more fun to be like, oh man, like, what are you doing this weekend? Well, I don't know. Just, the boat shined up. I guess the boat shined up. I'm not just saying that, guys. Like, that's fun, huh? It's a fun thing to do. I like boating, by the way. So boats are nice. Stuff like that's nice. What else are you going to do? I mean, what, the Cybertruck, we just polished up and waxed the Cybertruck for you, sir. No problem. Oh, okay, good. Versus, well, I'm trying to figure out why I paid 78 cents and right now it's at 30 cents. You can pick either one you want. I'm not saying either one is wrong. If you're in the community, we're happy to have you here. There's always something to learn. We think we have the right group in terms of the people who can teach you, help you guys learn and the market, unfortunately and fortunately, will teach you lessons when you lose money. It's not easy. Doge has taught some lessons to people. It's been harsh. Everyone has a threshold typically. And it's difficult to see kind of the emotional fallout a lot of times. People who get in at a higher level and they lose 60, 70, 80% of their money, they don't know how to cope with that. A lot of people will cut the strings and say, I just can't emotionally take it anymore. It's a lot when people get very emotional about their investments. All right, they do. They hinge a lot of, their future, a lot of their hopes, their dreams, their possibilities. It becomes, as much as you want to pick a career, well, maybe now you have an opportunity to change your life. And for a lot of people, that's important. That's why we do a lot of this, okay, with the station, is because it can change your life. And it can mean the difference between you losing 50% or you making 50%, I just know people that have lost, maybe 50% on a retracement versus people who've made, say, 50 to 80 to 100%. And that's happened so many times, guys. So we much prefer to have the people around in the community that is trying to do only good every day. I just tell you, we're not going to just pump it up. Just go ahead and put all the cash in up top. No. And it may be unpopular, but you're not going to get a sales pitch. Everyone's like, well, this sounds like an infomercial. No. The infomercial is Bitcoin at 64,000. Everyone needs to buy it or you're going to go broke. No, that's not us. Our mantra, our strategy is always, and during this time, guys, heavy cash at the lower levels. You know that. If you guys have paid attention, heavy cash at the lower levels, right? Heavy cash at the lower levels. The pinned tweet is the gateway to our VIP for kind of advanced diagnostics and all the other technical indicators. We produce them daily. It's the right group. Jess, where are you, brother? We're looking forward to you joining VIP. As we look at the breakdown of the descending triangle, that would be an accomplishment. Why? Because we have 1 10x, 2 10x in January, then again in April. We're going to potentially at some point, we may have another 10x. It's happened twice, right? It's happened 2 times. So if it's going to repeat itself, if history's going to repeat itself, and guys, hit the like button if you've just shown up. If you haven't been here the whole time, I'll know what to cover. I covered some detailed stuff in the very beginning. The pricing in the very beginning, the detailed nuances of the price. I'll cover that again if enough people show up. We're going to be streaming a while today to get the information out on Dogecoin Rise, what we expected to be another 10x at what point, kind of when, and from what price. That's the goal today. Because it's happened at 007 to 7, essentially more than that, about 8. To that in January. It's happened at 7 to 70 in April. That's 2 times it's achieved a 10x. Now we're looking at from what price is it most likely to achieve if it wants to continue its pattern of growth. At what point is it going to, from what price and when, let's say, from what price and when is it going to achieve its third 10x? It doesn't have to do this. It doesn't have to essentially kind of comport with its previous behavior. It doesn't have to, guys. But it has shown us that it wants to. So if it's probable, if there's any degree of probability, it could be a low probability, medium, or kind of a high level of probability, right? So that's the type of, that's the idea that we want to get involved if there is a probability. You mean a low probability? How low? I want to know. I want to do the diagnostics on it. Okay, how low? Is it a 20%? Is it maybe a 30%? Or maybe medium? Is it like between 40 and 60? Really? Huh. Okay, I have another 10x. Okay. What about if it's like say 70, 80, or 90? Wow, 70, 80, or 90%. Well, that'd be a really high probability. We can get into the diagnostics as to whether or not it's a low, medium, or high probability event. Okay? That can help us gauge our cash in terms of our exposure at the lower levels, in terms of timing, because timing becomes key, guys. It becomes key in terms of when this would want to, and this is what will blow your mind, guys. If it wanted to do a 10x again from 10 cents, that's what your chart would look like. You already thought this looked impressive. Yeah, everybody's like, that looked real impressive, right? This moment in April looked really impressive, right? It went from 7 cents to 70 cents. Yeah, that was impressive. That was another 10x. You just had that 10x in January, right there, from 007 to 7 to about 8 some odd cents, right? Yeah, that was when Robinhood shut it down, huh? It was too hot. So now, if we already have 2 of those. Now, if we have another one, can you look at what kind of a move that would be, guys? That is an impressive move. That puts it looks like it puts this other previous move to shame, right? It just looks like it's completely off the map. It's like this would be a meteoric rise, right? It just seems to dwarf this. Believe it or not, it's the same percentage increase. Okay, so as we start from hopefully a higher level, I say hopefully, because there are levels below this, but if history wants to repeat itself, and not financial advice, just what it's telling us, what the pricing action is telling us, is that this 10x could occur, and we'll get into the timing. We'll do that. Right now, I want to structure your thinking around the lower price being achieved. Right now, if we hit a 10x from 28 cents or 29 cents, that'd be $2.90. Everyone's like, that'd be great. I agree it would be great. Is it probable that we would achieve a $2.90, let's say a 10x from here to get to $2.90 per Dogecoin? Is that probable? As I talk about the high probability, the medium probability, and the low probability, I'd say that's a low probability. Why? Just because of the market cap. And do your own diagnostics. If you think it's a high probability, let's talk about it. I'd love to hear your opinions. A lot of you guys are members, and either the base camp level or just subscribers. Let me take a moment. We appreciate all you subscribers so much. A lot of you don't feel appreciated at other channels. I want you to know here, you're very much appreciated. Thank you for subscribing. All you VIP members, we love you. What is going on? I'm so excited you guys have the chat room to discuss things, kind of a sophisticated place for, professional discussions to occur. While we're still talking about fun things like a 3x here and a 4x here and a 10x with Dogecoin when. That's exciting, guys. That's a community you want to be a part of. Not just all the news is important. Everything about Elon's important, but you guys are the important factor. So we do appreciate you. We definitely want to say thank you and shout out to all you guys. Thank you for hitting the like button today, too. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. You're letting me know you haven't been here the whole time. That's normally why I ask you guys to do that, is just to let me know if you've been here the whole time or not, because I cover the details up front, and I'll get back into the details if there's enough of you that have kind of, we keep the stream open so that we can cover those details. I want to make sure everyone has access to them, both the subscribers and the base camp and everybody else, the members. So the pinned tweet will get you into the VIP. Let's see what we have. We have some opinions as to $2.15. Looks like we have a military in the house. What's up, military? Brick oven. Nice to see you, military. Love that. We have a lot of military members in the VIP. Very nice. And probably in the subscribers as a whole. But a lot of SOF overseas, kind of joint force, et cetera, et cetera. Some nice people. Hard-hitting people. Yeah. So we really appreciate all that you've done, sacrifices you've made on this Memorial Weekend. Absolutely. That fight and that quest for freedom, we don't take it lightly at all. We appreciate it very much. We salute you this weekend, and for all the fallen, our hearts go out to those surviving, and we're just very seriously invested kind of emotionally with this weekend, et cetera. So back to Dogecoin. Talking about these micro analytics, which military people are very good at micro analytics. Charting. Very good at charting, absolutely. A lot of people who've been involved always had a knack at math or geometry. Very good at charting, right? Not so much the English, people who just love English and languages and maybe artistics, or people who are artistic. Not so much. More the people who are inclined to math, engineering, people who are sophisticated, charting, mapping with, let's say, the military puts people through good charts. Okay, good. I won't get into the diagnostics of what all they're able to diagnose, but this is kind of right up their alley with a lot of some of our guys in the VIP are literally teaching some of the people that work for them in the military, and they're getting the knack of it. They're getting the hang of it, and I think they're predisposed to it because they've had this drilled into them in terms of technical accuracy. That's the key, is the accuracy, being able to I'd say, what would you say, to engage in conduct based upon what a chart or a pattern or a map is telling you, to formulate a plan and deploy it. It's just some people have been through that. Engineers, again, mathematics, people who you may find yourself, you grew up and you were very strong in math, right? So charting comes a little bit easier to you. Maybe you're more of a strategy person. You've always been good at strategy. development. This will also attract people in terms of strategy who will look at this and who have always wanted to beat the odds. You guys are probably, as we look at Dogecoin rise, you're probably more prone to pick this up. Okay, you're probably going to say, well, from a strategy standpoint, yeah. So the strategy, the math, kind of the technical drilling with the military, et cetera. It's the same kind of crowd that's either able to deploy the strategy or able to kind of say, well, I want to become more technical with it. So that's what a Fibonacci is going to tell you guys in terms of it's going to give you that chart. It's going to give you those levels, the pricing strategy, the pricing targets. Okay, so as we look at those pricing targets, we deploy more cash on the way down. You say, well, it didn't go up. Well, it hasn't even recapitulated to the, that's on the micro frequency, right? If we look at the macro, okay, from the micro to the macro, and this is the part we get into, I ask people to hit the like button if you want to hear it. From that micro, kind of with the magnifying glass, to the macro, kind of the zoomed out approach. The zoomed out approach is currently in this golden pocket. Okay, that zoomed out approach is in that golden pocket. And let me clean this up a little bit. Let me see if we can put this up here. I want to see if we can get involved in something that looks a little bit more friendly to the eye. I want to clean this up and kind of be able to start from scratch so we can have some fresh discussions. How about that? Let's do that. Let's clean all this up. Let's talk about all the diagnostics we put together, and let's just unwind all of this and look at what we got. This is what we're dealing with. This is the price action of Dogecoin. Without all the layovers, without all the technical specifications that we want to build into and drill and get real sophisticated with and real technical, this is real easy, right? It looks real easy now. It looks very plain, very clear. We can see that now. You see the level of sophistication that we built in to each micro event? The micro event will be this most recent move right here. We want to deploy. We want to essentially engage the tool, the Fibonacci. That gives us the different levels of entry, right? We always pick a time frame that's reasonable, an hourly within a tight framework like this, okay? A micro framework, probably on the hourly, okay? As we look at this micro, we're thereafter going to ask, where is it going now if we've deployed cash in this zone? Because it could have taken off to the upside. Dogecoin has beat the odds many times. So as we look at the micro, just this with the magnifying glass, getting up, very detailed view of things. Well, what we're going to do is let's look at we've looked at the micro. Let's look at I would say the macro. Let's look at the big picture, right? So let's just draw, so you understand what's on the map. Let's draw look at this. Let's draw now on the macro, the big picture, the zoom out. You saw how things got so cluttered. You saw how they get so clear now. Now you're in this golden pocket right here, the 61.8. And I'll just thrust this up into kind of the dark region so you guys can see. Yeah, that 61.8 right in here, okay? That is the golden pocket. That's the golden ratio. That golden ratio is the percentage. They call it the golden ratio because things typically, look how clean that is, guys. They typically like to return right to that level. It's a key golden ratio. So become familiar with it. Guys, it's used throughout the street. If you're into investments, yeah, you're in the golden pocket right now in your investment with Dogecoin, right? 61.8 to the 65th percent retracement. It's that 25.9 to the 28.3. You're currently at 29.2. You're right on the cusp of the golden pocket. Now, history would say it would want to take off from here. It's already happened twice. Okay, you've already had two opportunities to trade from the golden pocket. Once was a 50% trade, okay, and around this time zone of mid-May, okay, 50% on your money if you engaged at this golden pocket. Do you guys see the strategy? You guys who want to beat the game, do you see the strategy? Yeah. Now it hit it again. First time it was 50%. The second time it was 38%. Now, your threshold might be, I want to just make 10%. I want to engage my cash and make 10%. Okay, you may want to hold. Okay, you may want to achieve, no concern about trading whatsoever. You just want to be a part of the Dogecoin rise. When it gets to $1, you'll be there. Maybe it's an emotional victory or it's an ideological victory for you. You may have some ideas in terms of currency or banking or whatever you're into, right? For us, we see just the fact that it's very predictable, guys. It's very, there's a high degree of probability it's going to hit this level. Why? It's hit the previous levels perfectly. the previous Fibonacci levels. These aren't blind targets here. These are Fibonacci levels. That's a Fibonacci level. That's a Fibonacci level. Now here's a Fibonacci level. Now I have this one. This is called my template, my golden pocket template. Okay, so that's the only thing you see right now because that's where we're at. I wanted to clean this up so everyone gets a real good picture about where we're at right now, right? And it's nice to see. That's the golden pocket, guys. You'll read about it from the history books to the textbooks, from the finance majors, at the kind of collegiate and master's level and the doctorate level. You'll read about what is the golden pocket. People on the street, the hedge fund managers, et cetera, et cetera. What do they use? Well, they use the golden pocket. That's why it hits. There's a collective understanding that at this level of retracement, essentially the percentage given back after the rise in price. There's a big rise in price, a 10x from 7 cents to 70 plus cents. A 10x, then it's going to give you some price back. It's going to drop in price. It happened here. It happened here and went to what? The 78.6. Now it's going here, and we're not quite at the 78.6. We're at the golden pocket. That's higher than the 78.6. As I apply the defaults, you'll start to see, and we clean this up so you guys can get a real clear picture. We have, a good audience now. Smash the like button if you've just gotten here. I'll know how many people are here versus how many people were here in the beginning. I'll cover the more detailed information in terms of the information covered in the beginning. If I can know how many people have just kind of showed up, that will help me know if you hit the like button. Thank you. As we look at this macro with the most recent pricing event, we're going to draw this, and I'm going to get real detailed. I'm going to go to the coordinates. I'm going to make sure that I'm exactly at zero on my Fibonacci that I've drawn. It takes a little bit of technical know-how, but it's really important, guys, because you're right on these levels of the Fibonacci. This 50% retracement, you hit it perfectly. Why is that important? Because if you deployed your cash there, it's very predictable. You made 50% on your money. You guys see that? You made 50% on your money. At the next level down, if you deployed your cash and had a limit order waiting, you had another 50% on your money. That's not too bad, right? That's a good way to make money, it looks like. This other level, the 38.2, well, what did we make at that level if we entered into orders? It's all about entering into orders, about 25%. Now, your threshold may be 10%, it may be 15%, maybe it's 20%, okay? Everyone's going to have you're going to have your own threshold. A lot of times it depends on how much cash you have involved. If you're trading a couple $100, maybe you don't mind. You let it ride and see if it's going to go up 50%. If you're trading $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000, maybe you want, I just want to make 10%. That's what I want to do. That's going to cover my monthly, right? People trade full time, right? They're interested in 10%. I'm going to hit a real high degree of probability or a zone that tells me it's probably a 60 to 70, maybe even a 75% kind of guarantee, 75% that it's going to hit this level. Why? The golden pocket, it loves to hit the golden pocket, guys. At least 70, 80% of the time. How many have we not seen hit? I don't know. We've dealt with thousands of these. Just the realistic, the nature of the channel. You guys subscribe because we've hit these. Like time in and time out, we keep hitting them. So looking at this, the next level down, again, it was hit over here. That's how we wind up with a lot on the screen. Because people want to know, well, will it take off from this level? It's already taken off 2 times. Guys, it is already, you've answered your question, well, we know we wanted to take off more. Well, you just made 50% potentially on your money. That wasn't enough? Yes, it can hit the 10x in the future. It's indicated. Yes, it can get to $10, or it can get to, $1. If it could get to $10, that'd be great. Essentially, you'd almost be looking at the price from $1 if we want to replay this game at some point. If it wants to take over Bitcoin, that'd be great. That was just a faux pas. I'm not saying it's going to get to $10. If it does, we'll have a big party, right? We will definitely be cleaning and waxing the boat at that point. Everyone's like, yeah, okay, we'll join VIP then. We'll join if it hits $10. The essentials of it, though, guys, as you're looking at getting to $1, you have a profit, kind of a plan for profit, right? You have some idea in mind, maybe what you want to make or ideologically what you want to be a part of, some sort of goal, either in your account. I tell you, when you log into your account, your brokerage account, your trading account, when you get in there and there's more money in there, you just feel good, right? I mean, I know that. It's just you feel good when you look at your account and there's more money in it. That's what we want to try and create. We want to try and create an environment where you guys can feel good. Like when you talk with each other, when you go through, you're a community. We have a lot of members with the show. And we've done really well. We trade like nobody's business. So I know you guys like to trade. You like technicals. You like Fibonacci's. So As we look at this 78.6, I will remind us just real quickly, we hit that 78.6 where? Right here in April. It doesn't look like we did, but what do we have to do? If we get involved in this, there's our micro, and look, bam, we hit the 78.6 right there. All right? We also hit it back in, you guys will remember, we also hit this back in January. So we keep hitting that 78.6. People say, I don't want it to happen. That's you're anti-Doge. No, we're just, guys, we do the diagnostics. We hit that 78.6. We had the opportunity just right on, guys, like 100% right on. You see that? Yeah, we see that. So nice job, nice work for people who are trading that. Why? Because you could have paid 8 cents for it. Instead, you paid what? You paid 2 cents. All right, so right now at 8 cents, you'd be looking at, what's 8 times 3 would be 24. 8 times 4 would be 32. So in between a 3 and a 4x right now. Okay, but at 2 cents, you're at a 10x. So in between let's say in between a 3 and a 4x, okay, 3 to 4 times your money versus 10 times your money. If we can cover that within a day, if it's that easy and the application is that straightforward, then yeah, we're going to go ahead and take the 10x, right? We just are. That's basic math. That's basic profit strategy. So as we do this, you understand we are currently at, and I'm going to change this coordinate down to 0. That's key. Boom. Change that coordinate down to 0. I'm showing you now the specified template that I have, which is going to be, if I right-click on this, I've set up a template for the golden pocket to show you exactly where we're at. All right? That's the current status of Dogecoin. Now, if it can make it down to the 786, why? Because I view that as an accomplishment because you've had so many 10x events. It would allow it to function normally within it. It would allow it to express an additional, as we were to look at this, an additional consistent prior behavior. I'd say that it'd be a repeat behavior, repeat rise in the price. Okay, at the specified multiple. Okay, we look at pricing history. Pricing behavior in the history, we apply it to the current situation to determine what's going to happen in the future. That is the definition of technical analysis. What happened in the past, let's look at it, apply it to right now, and let's predict what's going to happen in the future. We want to profit off of that. Okay, that is technical analysis as you look at that versus like a random walk theory. Okay, maybe you're into more of a, Metcalfe's social theory? There's some different theories that people are talking about, Wyckoff formations, etc. I would challenge you guys to look at all those very heavily in terms of like the Wyckoff pattern for Bitcoin. I'd really look into some of that stuff, guys. I like looking at the retracements. I like looking at right now, is it indicated that we could, based on an application of rational thinking, if we were going to, if you hear my pups in the back, I hope you guys have dogs, and when they bark, I hope they're doing well. One of our dogs is named Everett because he just loves to, he won't, from Oh Brother Where Art Thou, he always wants to talk. So if someone's in the backyard or having fun at the pool, they will do whatever they do. What I'll tell you is as we look at the 78.6, this was indicated here. We just went through that. In this first pricing action on the aggregate, it was indicated. It was also indicated in January. So we have a repeat, and now we may have a repeat again. The good thing about this is if we can get to the 15, it'd be great. The 15.8, it's indicated twice. What's also indicated, and it's kind of a cross indication. I appreciate you guys being here now. I think this is a big moment that we're going to get through in terms of the diagnostics right now. We've waited till there's a lot of people in the room, okay? A lot of people into technicals, guys. Listen, what we have indicated is a big kind of a cross indication. I want to bring it up. It's crucial. It is crucial, okay? Because it means either, and you're really going to want to get into the details on this, guys. You're really going to want to get out the scalpel on this. I'll go over in some more measured detail so that you understand kind of the magnitude of this move and how important this is, okay? Because what it does is it implies that you might get past the 786. At least you want to have that in your toolkit. The fact that you may achieve a greater retracement in excess of the 78.6, that's a big deal if you're looking at deploying orders at the 78.6. Okay? What is implying that is this descending triangle. We would take the height of the descending triangle. We would apply it to the base of the triangle. That would get you down to either the 12.5, I'm going to bring that up, or if I'm going to bring up if because this is not well formed. It's technically, it's not a technical dream. It's not a textbook, a textbook descending triangle in terms of the formation of the beginning of it. But the nature of a descending triangle is very textbook. It's very, very, I'd say a very, very, what would you say? They get clinical with it, guys, in terms of the economists and the traders that look into it. It's going to be potentially down to, and this is just a big deal, because it's potentially down to that 10.7. Okay? I'm going to mark that. I'm going to mark the 12.5. Those are two levels that are indicated. I'm going to roughly mark also, these are just big moments here. These are big pricing targets in terms of, I may do a further diagnostic and really get the scalpel out later. But those are two projections on the top side to where it can move to. Okay, and we really have to get precise. I would spend probably, I would spend a long time getting this information together for the VIPs, and I will. Okay, I brought them NMR this morning. It was at 20%. It's been up to 50%, so up to 30% gain on the day. Congratulations to VIPs. That's just the group that they want to trade. So I'm like, okay, cool. You guys hang out together, and we'll trade. I'll get you all the diagnostics I can get you. So not financial advice. Just it's a good group. They're really solid group. So to the downside, it's going to be the height of this triangle, which is going to project either down or up where we're moving. That's just the clinical kind of textbook approach of a descending triangle. It's a continuation pattern. Understand what's going on with the price of your Doge. Okay? As you get into the continuation pattern, it's going to enter as a part of the retracement. It's going to continue most likely down. Okay? Continue. That's why they say a continuation pattern. It's retracing. The overall nature of the trend is retracing. It's going to form the triangulation and continue down. You see, that's why it's called a continuation pattern. Look up technical analysis, continuation patterns. That will tell you the likelihood of you experiencing additional negative pricing activity or pricing action. Is that good? It can be for those who are ready to engage orders at a lower level. It's not as simple right now because the 78.6 may have been slightly compromised by the fact that we have kind of a poorly formed, the origination of the height of this descending triangle seems like it's very poorly formed on the incipiency of it, kind of on the original portion here of the framework of its formation. It's not exactly perfectly formed because it outperforms a little bit here, which essentially raises the height of the overall the magnitude of this, the amplitude. You call it the amplitude technically. That's the amplitude. Okay, it's a fancy word. It doesn't mean much, but that's what that is. Now we can go to the candles. They can tell us a little bit more and get a little bit more dangerous. If you want to get a little bit more dangerous, we can do that. You want to understand what the real maximum here is? The real maximum could be all the way to, and I say a little bit more dangerous, maybe a little bit more thorough, but on the downside and the upside, if you guys want to get into the nature of all the possibilities and cover them all right now, why don't we do that? Why don't we look at that to the upside as well? And again, I will spend a good hour on this for apart from this for the VIPs so they can really understand the nature of this. We're looking at pricing targets to the upside and to the downside. We're looking at the potential to be able to engage in, and you would have to change the nature of the entirety of this this pattern formation. If you get into the danger element of this, why is it dangerous? Because essentially you've already broken out. If you go on the candlesticks versus on the actual lines, you've essentially arguably already broken out. The danger in that, okay, is that you do have to rebuttress yourself and to pick up the golden pocket. So that's a contraindication, I would say, in terms of, yes, you might have broken out. What makes more sense kind of in terms of probabilities and presentation of the information is that, yes, you do have a triangulation. You have multiple points which can establish a kind of a symmetrical triangle. But on the backside of that, you have right here, you're going to just fall right down into your golden pocket. That can kind of, I'd say, it can compromise or fight against the bearish nature of the current pattern, is that you're falling into this golden pocket. which typically would be an area where you would expect to see some potential additional price action. The complication is that you've already hit on the lines. There's always a contraindication between the lines and the candles, okay? The candles are going to give you the fuller expression of the price action. Just understand that you've already hit the golden pocket for purposes of the argument as to whether or not it makes more sense to draw a symmetrical triangle or a descending triangle. Just understand that you've already hit, irrespective, you've already hit this exact line on the line chart, this exact level, the golden pocket, 2 times. Okay, now you're flirting with the top level of it, and it looks like that may be somewhat called into question. Now, at times, this will decide that it doesn't care, okay? Doge especially, it doesn't care that it's in a descending triangle. It doesn't care about the technicals. It likes to misbehave technically. It just does, right? It just does, right? So Elon likes to get involved. He likes to, mess around with tweets. He likes to do things that are not normal, that are not technical. That's part of why we like it. It's always got a trick up its sleeve, which is nice. It can beat this descending triangle. It definitely can. If it beats it to the upside, the reason that we're involved right now, at least that I like to see people with some degree of exposure, is because if it were to take off from this point, guys, and reach its lowest, the lowest portion of its target would be 54%. Okay, kind of the schedule up from that, I say a less of a conservative estimate would be 59%. The less conservative from that would be, if we were to go to the candlesticks, would be 81%. Okay, that's a big move. 81% potential to the upside is a big move. If people decide, I'm going to go ahead and save that, do a screenshot. Okay, that's if some people want to get involved and they're going to trade this out. It's difficult to trade out. Understand why. You guys will learn something. I always say subscribe, turn on notifications because you'll learn something, guys. Okay? You'll learn that the nature of a bullish, let's say a bullish descending triangle, why is it, a bearish descending triangle. You'd say ascending triangle on, and it can be, I'll say this, it can be either bullish or bearish. If it begins, say from the downside, it's still going to be a continuation pattern. So you're going to run into a cross kind of differential in terms of your definitions, in terms of what is bullish or what is bearish. Triangles are typically they're continuation patterns. With enough momentum, you're going to go to the upside if you started and you're part of a positive bull trend. If you're part of a bear trend, you're going to go to the downside. So right now, because you're part of the retracement, it's going to be technically bearish, okay? Even though Elon can get involved and do what he wants to do on probably, even buying it. He can buy into this if he wants to and probably change the whole nature of the argument or of the price action, the whole direction of it. So, but we don't rely on that. We try and look and focus on kind of strategy. Focus on a strategy that this typically is going to be a bearish pattern, that typically it's going to want to fall down to these levels. We've looked at the 78.6. We've marked that more or less. Then it has some contraindications just because we can look at it on either the candles, because a lot of times something will hit that's not perfect and be like, well, we didn't have that as a pricing target. Well, there's about 8 or 9 pricing targets. In terms of the probabilities, sometimes it's what exchange you're on. You have to make an accommodation for what exchange you're on. Other times it's just, there's maybe 8 or 9, potential levels you'd want to play if you really want to make it exact. So we try and make things more simple. We try and, get into more of a simple feel. But guys, if it were to go 7 cent, 10 cent, 12 cent, or 42 or 44 or 50 cents, okay, that's fine. In the interim, I think it'd be more fun for people. You'd be in a better mood if it went to 42 or 44 cents, or it went back up to 50 cents from 30 cents. Right? Now, within the next 3 weeks, if we were told, well, what if we were going to have, or the next 3 months? I don't know. I don't know the timing. I'm not going to discuss that right now. But within the next 3 weeks to 3 months, if you were going to say, well, we're going to get to $1, and we kind of need to go, if we pull off another 10x, right? We just had a 10x here, right, in April, and we had a 10x in January. So that's like its MO. It likes to achieve a 10x. We kind of need it to be from around the 10-cent mark. All right, well, that would be about the midpoint of the fallout from this descending triangle. That's what would be technically indicated. That would just be a textbook application of it. This is getting technical, right? This is not just, this is the process. This is, kind of where we're going to $1 and when. This is the nuance as to how and why, and potentially when. We'll get into the when. I'll discuss that with the VIPs. You guys have been very great. It's been nice to be with you this afternoon. I would just like to say, if you would like to join the VIP, we are very, very poised to put you guys in contact with, 80 other traders, 90 other traders that are doing well, and they just know what they're doing. It's a great dynamic group with some investment bankers from financial backgrounds, people who have traded options for, a decade plus, just some really quality, individuals. And definitely follow us on Twitter irrespective. Jess, what's up, brother? Jess, my friend, has 10,000 in cash. We have Crypto Babe. How are you, Crypto Babe? Nice to have you here. Not seeing you got 4,000 followers. Nice to have you here. We have Kami Express. Kami, very, very nice to have you here. We have some people who don't have, different profiles. But nice to have you, Crypto Babe. Welcome to VIP. If you'd like to join, we'd love to have you. We have a good group, some solid female traders. So, really, really nice. I say nice, like traders, they're very solid in terms of their performance. Extremely solid. I'll bring up, Lars is maybe here in the audience. She had a 60% day to the upside the other day when things were down in the market. So definitely, getting that extra level of kind of education, and it's just what we would anticipate is there's going to be another strong move to the upside for Doge. That's just what we believe. Based upon the history, I wouldn't be doing a good job at talking about the technical analysis. I wouldn't be doing a good job at the technical analysis if I didn't talk about that. And some people don't want to hear it. Some people, like 5 people said no, they don't like it. Or, you say giving a down, thumbs down. Well, if you don't want to talk about the realistic, fact that we're going to try and get a good price, because the people in January, I don't understand what's wrong with that, because the people in January, the ones who got in at 2 cents instead of at 8 cents, well, you paid 4 times too much. Oh, I know, but it's unpopular to do that. You're not allowed to talk about that. Everyone's going to not like it. I love it, man. I love someone telling me that I don't have to pay 4 times the amount, right? 4 times the amount. You have a plane ticket to Los Angeles. Okay, great, sir. It's going to be in coach. Well, it's going to cost you, $3,200. Whoa. I mean, I thought maybe $800 maximum. I know it's short. Or no, it's going to be, it's going to be $3,200 for a coach seat to Los Angeles, sir. I don't want to pay that. Oh, okay. But people here want to focus on potentially in the space. They don't want to have that same discount rationale, the same good deal, same pricing entry. You have to be rationally based, or else we're going to get washed out of the market. People who don't focus on common sense, who don't focus on I'd say rationale and just a good degree of logic, guys, those are the individuals who get washed out. Those are the individuals that come to me later and say, what would I say? That what are you going to say? They're just overexposed at a high price. And I don't have anything to say to them. They say, should I sell now and try and get in on the next trade? I'm like, oh my gosh, have you not been watching? Why? Because on the next trade, this is the trade, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, potentially 10 trades. What? Here on this channel. We have hit so many trades on this channel in the last month on Dogecoin. It's been unbelievable. So many times it's now programmed, just kind of in the background. We'll talk about another 3x or 4x we're pulling off while Dogecoin's kind of hang out in the background. So it's like we're multitasking our trades right now, and it's because we put a lot of time into the technicals. We understand how to deploy cash. If Doge is holding on, we'll schedule in accumulations into Doge, and we'll be trading some other features that are up maybe 40% today or 50% today. While we just made 40 or 50%, ideally, while we just made 40 or 50% on this move, was it calculable? Was it predictable? Absolutely. It's right in the golden pocket. Yeah, it's a predetermined level. Absolutely. Everyone knows about the golden pocket. That's 40% right there. The previous move here was about a 50% move. Yeah, so it's absolutely predictive. It's absolutely something we can take advantage of. And we expect to be able to take advantage of those moves on the consistent. Now, we expect to be able to take advantage of, for all you VIP members, all you Basecamp guys, all you subscribers, hit the like button if you just streamed in. If you just joined the stream late, I can cover some different detailed nuances, but they're not real popular, so I'll only cover them if we have enough people that want to go through the specifics, okay? Otherwise, we'll talk in generalities right now. We'll talk about the Dogecoin rise in 2021 and what it's meant to you guys, what it's meant to a lot of our guys in terms of achieving a 10x, 100x. It's been really phenomenal. So that's what we want to focus on today. It's kind of the good aspect of Dogecoin. We're also looking at pricing entries, okay? Anything, the range right now is from, I'm going to say 7 cents. We've recently been at 7 cents. Let's talk about the range from 7 cents that way to 50 cents. If we just talk about a broad, range that we're looking at as kind of a move, the next move could be in that region, Okay, why? That's based upon this previous move. It was a big move down, right? So we can't. We'll just say that we can't get too far away from the notion that this was kind of a big move down, right? And really, I mean, it was a gigantic move down. That compromised a lot in terms of the value of people's brokerage accounts. We don't want that to happen. We just don't want that to happen. We want people to do well, right? To be what would we say? To do only good every day. We want your brokerage account to look good every day. That's the bottom line. If we can assist with that, that would be phenomenal. I know we have 90 traders right now, 90 who are doing well, right? They're just they're at least learning. I'll say that. And we're just real big on always having cash at the lower levels. Always stacking cash at the lower levels. Why? So we don't get overexposed. It's not that we don't want to be exposed to profits. If and when we predict that based upon, there's different means, different times at which we deploy our resources. We deploy trades. Sometimes it's a momentum or a trend trade. Okay, if we're steadily in a trend, I'll say that. If we look at the let me bring this over. If we look at the trend that's being established within this area, that turns into a good trade. Sometimes it's a pattern breakout. Let's get into a pattern breakout real quickly. What's a pattern breakout? A pattern breakout is going to be. Let's look at this. We would look at essentially like a bull flag. How about we look at a bull flag? Let's look at a bull flag, if we can bring one up and talk about just a technical pattern that forms, right? Technical pattern that would form, this would essentially be kind of like a bull flag. We would want to discuss it on a different time frame, but this would be something that we would engage in, and we would say, well, it's something you could potentially play at a heavier level, right? That's up to you guys. I'm never going to tell you exactly how much. If I mention figures that have to deal with money or deployment of resources, I always mention them with the caveat. You guys do your own calculations. This is just for examples, for illustrative purposes, right? Illustration. So as we look at that, that's a bull pennant. Why is that important? Because you had one just like it right here. Okay, as part of the M pattern formation. Right, so you replicated the M pattern within it on each. This is how it became very easy to make money on this, guys. It was just very interesting in terms of how it was so well patterned. Let's look at this other right here, and this is just textbook stuff, guys. The other bull pennant right here. Beautiful, right? Beautiful bull pennant to start off the M pattern formation. Here, we got back into a replication of that pricing event with another bull pennant. So very well done, very, very well done. And that's the more technical we get, I know there's some more resistance to understanding what that is and what these things are, but that's the nature of what we do, because we do trade and we're interested in making a profit. Not everyone is. That's okay. People just want to, and I understand wanting to experience the social elements of things. I understand that, and but also we want to express our membership to individuals who are minded towards getting a good price, irrespective of whether or not that's popular. I know it's not, because about 95% of the people don't do well in the market. All right, even the people who experience a 10x or 100x in their asset of choice, they will get washed out, because 95% of people don't do well in the market. The people who listen and are members at this station or at this channel, they want to not be the 95% of the people. So it's always a mix for us to be able to talk about, kind of the great scope of the overall, nature of things, but not hype it up so much to where we're missing out on the fact that there's a select few people that are going to want to get into the technicals and can be able to make those decisions to really maximize their gains. So yeah, we feel for you if you're not doing that well. We don't see there's any reason you can't do well. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of like a discipline it takes. It's kind of like going to the gym or doing something like that. Not necessarily fun, but it's something which can become second nature, and you're probably happy once you start to do it. I'd say that once you learn to start, maybe trying to profit from the market, you've already made the right decision. You've chosen Dogecoin. It's had 2 10x's throughout the entirety of this year. It's had 2 10x events this year alone. So that's the easy part, right? That's the real easy part that we can get into. And just look forward to you guys continuing to kind of support each other in the private chat rooms. And the Crypto Babe, what's up? Nice to see you. Welcome to the Crypto Kingdom. Nice to have you. Let me find my profile. I'm here at VIP Club exclusive. Okay, we have the back rooms and charts where that's what we're selling. I'm reading this. Impressive. BTC hit the price objective. This is not me selling anything. This is I'm trying to read something. Maybe I shouldn't read it. They're not selling Bitcoin. I look at Bitcoin. I'm like, that's what we're selling. Sorry. That's me being really honest. Not as a group, but I'm like, people want to know like what's going on with Bitcoin. Immediately, my reaction, you want to know how quick I am? Sorry about that. It was just the truth. I look at Bitcoin. I'm like, that's what we're selling. That easy, right? It's just everyone is. So I hope you caught the joke in that. It's like, that's what we're selling. Like, not me specifically to you. It's just like in the market in general. It's like that's the common sense coming through. Like, yeah, we're taking care of that. It's gone. So we'll see. I think that Dogecoin has some staying power. I really do. I think that Doge has some staying power, and it's something that it's already been through 2 10Xs. I want to see what price it wants to achieve. Okay, what price it wants to achieve so that we can have another 10X. We'll have another 10X party. I'll tell you, and we will literally trade the heck out of it. We will have a blast. When it occurs, we'll have a blast. We had a blast during this time. We made a lot of friends. We had a lot of friends on the channel. They're like, man, this is what we've been looking for. Because it's not just, well, we have a trend line here. We have a potential formation. No, we got like, a double confluent, like Fibonacci retracement with a bull flag breaking out of a, inverted head and shoulders. Like, yes. I mean, people get excited about that stuff. They understand. People with that background, that type of information can flow. It can happen, and you're just excited when it does, right? So it becomes very interesting. Those dynamics, the financial dynamics, they kick in. The instinct kind of kicks in. A lot of people are just highly geared towards, outperforming in the market. And so we're glad to have you guys as members in the crypto kingdom. So I'll invite you to get to that first pinned tweet, like Crypto Babe. Please go ahead and make sure that you follow us, and we'll be in touch. Those of you who did follow us, we will be in touch today with you guys. We appreciate that. Crypto Babe just followed us. That's very nice. Nice to have you. We have some great women in the group here. Some really phenomenal. I just want to bring up. Let's bring up Emily. Where's Emily at? Let's see. Emily. There we go. Look at Emily. She is. She's already a member of the VIP. Look at the kiddos. Great environment as you guys are looking at joining. Emily just got certified by, look how much fun they have. I love this picture. That's the VIP right there. Emily is literally just certified as of this week, certified with the New York Institute of Finance. All right, in cryptocurrencies. That's one of the things the VIPs are doing, is getting certifications. When I say it's a financial kind of relatable, definitely relatable, but a financial oriented crowd. Yeah, Emily just got certified by the New York Institute of Finance. Congratulations. Round of applause to Emily. That's just fantastic. That's great news. So you guys, as you're looking at joining, that's the group you'll be joining and interacting with. That's the level of interaction, is with people who are certified with the New York Institute of Finance. I have Andrew in the top left corner in a frame next to the Dogecoin. Andrew's been a good supporter. He came out with a great super chat the other day. He encouraged me to become a supporter of the Navy SEAL Foundation. Andrew was very, very, he was just very generous with one of the days he had. He had a good day. And so he was generous in a super chat. So I said, well, I want to join the Navy SEAL Foundation. I just want to do that. And it was nice. I have friends that are, former commander, instructors that were over Coronado, et cetera, but I hadn't really joined that Navy SEAL Foundation. So it's nice to be a part of their team. Very, very nice. And I'm going to go ahead and let things go here just for the day. We'll probably get into some different diagnostics later on, but I want to be able to bring this information to the VIP, okay? So we'll be able to bring that in. You guys join if you'd like to join. This is London with the Crypto Kingdom. It's been a pleasure to come to you today. Please have a great Memorial Day weekend.